HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period. 9,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Willys after 5,000 factory rebate and 4,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include 2,500 select inventory bonus cash on select inventory. Due to this net savings, sample VIN 173077. See dealer for details.
Bring the entire family out to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. From exciting action on the field to smiles in the stands, it's the perfect place to make family memories. Plan your next family night out at the ballpark. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the Drive, baby!
The Drive Guys, Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles. It's drive time with the Drive Guys.
Alan, let's get it started with two for the show. We got the A's over the Yankees today, 1-0, and we've got the fact that the NBA has cleared the Kings officially of any wrongdoing. Where do you want to start?
Oh, my goodness. You know, we got to start with this ridiculous, asinine investigation because everybody has to follow whatever Draymond says. Draymond says, you got to investigate this. I saw a team do this. I saw a team do that. You got Worldwide Wob putting out a 10-minute investigation video.
It was very good.
Ridiculous. He was the only one riding for Sacramento. Who would have thought that? On top of that, you got all these prognosticators and talking heads. They're taking a break from beefing with each other. Every time I go on social media, Matt Barnes mad at Stephen A. Smith, who's mad at Cam Newton, who's mad at Ryan Clark. So they all take a break from that to come together and talk some nonsense, okay, about the Sacramento Kings and what they got going on. Meanwhile, in the 916 in the City of Trees, we've been mad at the Kings for winning too many games. That's the topsy-turvy world, Whitey, that we live in.
Upside down day.
That's right.
Yes. The most interesting thing to me about the report, as you called it, from Rob Perez, it was great. The whole Draymond angle was great. He broke down what happened. We pretty much know what happened. But then I didn't realize this went down. As Seth Curry is shooting those free throws after that controversial foul, Draymond's yelling at Doug Christie. They're going back and forth. Man. And Doug Christie can be seen mouthing or saying to Draymond, soft behind, soft bottom. And so it looks like, and the theory is what it was implied there, and I'm buying it, is that Draymond's like, oh, what do you say about me? I'll get him in the postgame. Plus, you've got, and I think Chris Watkins talked about this, there are some members of the Warriors that still hold everything that happened to Mike Brown against current coach of the Kings and the Kings organization.
But that's what I tried to tell you. There's still some juice there. There's still some venom in that bite, in that snake bite.
Are you going back now to when we did the pregame with the high
That's
flyer?
Right. I tried to tell you.
Back. You said,
now
you're right. There is no juice.
I moonwalked it. Now I'm Usher sliding forward again.
Okay, all right.
And I told you there was some juice there.
So the whole thing is Draymond really was taking a shot at Doug Christie.
Man.
And it blows up into whatever it blew up into.
So you're saying Draymond put himself in a position where it was, look, I don't know. You could call it tanking, or they have Doug there to tank, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or it comes out, Doug has to now, and the rest of the organization has to come out and say, no, he just made a mistake.
Yeah. Which is what they had to do, and which is what he had to do. Do we have that, Kyle? This is Doug Christie after practice today. I've been anxiously awaiting this. Doug Christie explaining to the gathered media, all right, this is what I did. Here's what happened.
Why don't you describe to us what went through your head in that moment?
In which moment?
In the moment where you called the timeout.
Well, I should have called a timeout actually to play before that when it was 3:49 on the clock, but doing the math, that's 24 and 24 is 48. Figured we would go get a quick shot, and then I'd still be able to use the timeout. I wanted to give our guys rest, but at the same time, didn't want to waste the timeout. So we went down, the clock kind of dragged on, and the ball went out of bounds after we scored the bucket, and they kind of let it drag for 5 seconds or so, so it started getting low. So I still wanted to get it. Didn't realize that they were in the penalty. Looked across the court, though, and seen, who we would have fouled, but they had their two best players getting getting ready to do a pick and roll. So just told Doug to foul. Should have told him who to foul, but he fouled, and not a big deal. I still got the timeout in that moment. Learned a couple valuable lessons. One, under 4 minutes, just call your timeout and do what you need to do. Also, make sure that I'm checking before I say foul and make sure that those guys aren't in the bonus. But basketball is all about learning.
Cool. And it's a use it or lose it situation
Yeah.
there, right? With the timeout.
And we've lost it before, and had I known that they were in the bonus, we would have lost it then. But he did miss a free throw.
Yeah, he did. That's just a coaching mistake, as Coach said. You could also argue, though, that, hey, they called timeout to set up a play, and that was McDermott for three. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they made it.
Yeah.
Man.
It looks like that's all the different things that went into this NBA investigation, which, again, results in the NBA going, yeah, they're good. We're clearing them of any wrongdoing.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know, Whitey. That soundbite, that's kind of a rough one, man.
That one?
Yeah. It feels like
That's
going
all
back
he could
to,
do.
Well, I know, but you know what it reminds me of?
Don't say Tony Vitello, because it's not that bad.
No. It reminds me of the doorbell ditchers. It reminds me of my doorbell ditchers.
How
when,
so?
You get a call, hey, you got caught doorbell ditching, and you got to explain yourself to your parents, and it's not going to sound good, but it's just something that you have to do. He's got to sit up there and say, yeah, I made a mistake, and I don't think it's a matter of not knowing the rules, but he's the one who opened the door and said, it's all about learning. So he's essentially saying, going back to it's not the Super Bowl.
He said,
yeah.
I can't do that when they're in the penalty, and I
Right.
got to know that before I call the timeout or commit the foul, ask for the foul.
I mean, at this point, we still don't know if Kyle Shanahan knew the overtime rules. I mean, we still don't know that.
Yeah.
So this stuff happens, but it's not a great look. It changes, right? It reminds me of
it's also possible Draymond knew what happened and said, I'm going to call attention to this.
Maybe. He's done it before.
Maybe I'm giving him too much credit.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Darren Peterson situation where it turns from, okay, it's not about you, not wanting to play because of the money that's on the line and you only care about yourself or whatever. But on the other side, now do you have injuries or what's the deal here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it goes from, okay, well, the Kings clearly weren't trying to tank, and then it turns into, man, you have a coach that doesn't know those types of rules. So it kind of just shifts the conversation, and neither conversation is a good one.
Well, tonight is a big night for the Kings, even though they don't play. Because as you know, Alan, tonight we've got Brooklyn taking on Indiana. If Brooklyn beats the Pacers, both teams highly motivated to tank. Will they launch an investigation on this game? Of course not. Should they? Yes, they should if they're going to investigate anything.
Yes.
But the point is, if Brooklyn beats Indiana, then Brooklyn goes to 21-59. The Kings would be tied for third in the lottery standings.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be tied for that bottom three.
And then we get the video of the coin flip. That's what we need, the video of that coin flip for the odds.
Mm-hmm. Now, that doesn't mean the Kings are guaranteed of finishing there, but
yeah.
If Brooklyn wins tonight and the Kings lose out, then their last two games, they lose their last two games, then they would have a share. They'd be tied for that third spot.
Well, I have something for you, Whitey.
Okay.
I told you how the Warriors would be coming off a back-to-back, right?
Right.
Well, Steph Curry, it initially said probable or whatever the case is, questionable. Steph Curry is not playing tonight as of right now. It says out. Injury management, right knee injury management in L.A., which
that surprises
means,
me because that's a prime video game.
Right, and LeBron is playing. Obviously, Luka and Austin Reeves aren't, but LeBron is. So according to this, I don't think it would change at this point, but it could. No Steph Curry, which essentially means I don't know if he's going to L.A. with them. Wouldn't make a ton of sense when your next game the next night is in Sacramento. Steph might be in Sacramento right now.
The league and the league's broadcast partners are not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, I guess it's possible for things to change, but I don't think you go from out to in within a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Commissioner
it says
will call him up, say no, have him play for the TV game and have him sit out the game tomorrow night.
Seth is playing.
Yeah. Well, that guy's trouble, isn't he? The former king.
Yeah, don't foul him.
Mm-hmm.
You want an investigation, don't foul him.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to be fouling him.
Alan, is there a chance? Maybe I'm more excited about it than I should be, but I don't care if I am. Is there a chance the Nets win tonight? The Nets are home and the Kings would be tied for the third spot in the lottery.
Oh, there's definitely a chance. You know, the Nets, they've been in some kind of decent situations where they've played fairly well. They beat the Wizards last, Whitey, and they beat the Bucks too. They're on a 2-game. I know you said it's got to be 3 for a winning streak, but they've won 2 in a row. They beat the Bucks, and they beat the Wizards. So now, you know, and not that I know they've been sitting a bunch of people all kind of season long, but they have, as far as who's out today, I mean, it is a laundry list, Whitey. It's a laundry list. For the Pacers, Aaron Nesmith, who I think has been out, Ben Shepherd out, Pascal Siakam out, Zubac, we know. You have Jarris Walker, questionable. He's got to play. I mean, you wanted to get this W. He's got to play. TJ McConnell out, obviously. Tyrese Halliburton, who recently, did you see that, played 5-on-5 for the first time? But he's obviously
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so he is making his way back. The Nets, Whitey, like I said, I'm not extremely familiar with their lineup, but Claxton is out. I know they're making sure Claxton's out. Noah Clowney out. Some of their young guys out. Michael Porter Jr., who I believe has been out.
The Nets have won 2 in a row.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm assuming that none of these guys that they have on this list are new.
So it's possible we have the best of both worlds. We have a Kings team that has not gone full tank, to the delight of many of the fans that have gone to the games and wanted to see them win, and they still may end up in the top 3 of the lottery.
You got League Pass?
I don't have it for that game.
Well, you need to get free trial for that game tonight. It probably is gonna start while we're doing the show.
The NBA should pay me to watch that game.
That's true.
Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
They should pay all of us.
They're not going to.
What do you need to watch the game? We'll give you $9.
Yeah, they're not going to.
How much would it cost? What does the league have to give you to get you to watch that game?
The whole game?
Yeah. 40?
Give me a hundo.
Okay.
Give me a nice hundo. That's all I need. I'll take 50.
2 more things about Doug Christie before we move on to part 2 of our 2 for the show. First of all, I had a feeling this would happen. We knew that all of the media members that had gone after the Kings for tanking, they at some point would realize they were wrong. Would any apologize? Well, you got like what we got from Bill Simmons, who said, "I'm sorry, I forgot the Kings coach is incompetent.
Yes.
Yeah. Forgive me." Yeah. The other thing, I didn't know. I just found this out because today, after practice, somebody, I honestly don't know who, I apologize for not knowing, but somebody asked Coach about his dog.
Okay.
And Christopher Laud we were standing there with Christopher Laud. He pointed out to me, Jay probably knew this, Coach Christie has a dog that's famous that was in like the Predator movie. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, so and I don't know what the question was or what the answer was, because I think it was Kyle Ledbetter said, "Oh, somebody asked him about his dog." And we're like, "What?" And Verlaud says, "Yeah, his dog is famous."
Huh.
I think it's like a pit bull or Staffordshire Terrier that was actually in the Predator movie.
Okay.
So I didn't know any of that. I don't have any more details on that.
We got to dig into that.
Yeah.
Famous dog.
Verlaud said that the dog kind of gives Coach Christie the side eye. Very got a lot of attitude. That
okay.
Dog. Yeah.
Well, I mean, dog's a star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I need ribeye. I don't eat normal dog food.
I don't want one of them dogs giving me the side eye.
No. I mean, yeah, because I got cats.
Yeah.
So if I'm running, on a jog,
I
see a Doberman or something like that, I'm on the other side.
We were at the dog park. This was many years ago, when we still had our dog Moby. Moby's he was like this, probably like a yellow lab, and he might have had a little ridgeback in him or something. Mm-hmm. And he thought anytime we went to the dog park, he'd see the biggest dog there and go up to him like, "Hey, just so you know, this is my dog park."
Oh yeah.
So these people were there, and they had these 2 enormous dogs. I don't know if they were Cane Corsos or something. They were enormous.
Yeah.
And I'm not really scared of dogs. So I'm like, "Hey, how are you?" And of course, Moby's like, "Yeah, what's up? Just so you know, I'm the one that lays down the law here." And at one point, I had my back turned, and the owner of the big dog said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And he grabbed him, and he said, "Yeah, he was going to jump on you."
The big dog was.
He was going to jump on my back and take me down.
On you?
Yes.
Because the dog didn't like how.
I don't know. The dog saw me and is like, "All right, he's vulnerable."
Yeah.
Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, just so you know, he was just about to take you down right there.
See, but my whole thing is, if it looks like if it looks like the dog could pull you, then I'm going to the other side.
Right.
Or you're on your phone and you got this big old dog.
Yeah, but
you got
Alan,
one
I'm
hand.
not going to take my dog into the little dog area. No.
But was it a little dog?
No, he was a medium. Our dog, he's a yellow lab.
Yeah, and you almost paid for
And
it
he's
dearly.
feisty. He's a feisty
You
dog.
they always are. They always are.
But apparently he doesn't have as much attitude. Our dog didn't have as much attitude as Coach Christie's.
Yeah.
From what I hear. You know anything about that, Jay?
I do.
Okay. Do you know the dog's name? Maybe you don't want to divulge
I do,
it.
but yeah, that's his business.
Okay. All right. Sweet dog?
He is to me.
Uh-huh.
I don't know about anybody else.
Jay, do you have a dog?
I do.
Oh, yeah. He has Menace.
What type of dog do you have?
I have a Malchi. I have
Okay.
like a small dog, but it's my wife's dog. My
Okay.
dog passed away a couple years ago. I bought this dog for my wife when I first met my wife years ago. Her dog ran away. That was an extension of her family, her aunt who passed away. So this was a gift to kind of replace that. Grew up with my dog. My dog passed away, but now my little dog,
Menace.
he's all about me. He cares about nobody else in the house for the most part.
Okay. And you don't have a dog right now?
Not right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think you'll get back on?
We'll
The
see.
train?
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll get a big dog. I don't know.
You're not getting
One
no-
for the predator.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah. Hey, mount up. I want to.
Are you
Let
not
him
a
race?
dog guy, Alan?
No, I didn't grow up with dogs.
Really?
No, I didn't grow up with dogs. I didn't grow up with anything besides my salamander. Shout out Sally, R.I.P. But I had Sally the salamander.
Right. I think.
But no, the only type.
I said meow because you have a lot of cats, right?
I don't have a lot of cats.
Okay.
I got 2.
And you're mad because your cat won't fetch, as I recall.
No.
What?
No.
I believe that's
mad-
what you told me.
No, I'm mad because on the profile when we went to look at the cats, it said the cat played fetch.
Okay, so what did I say that was incorrect? You're mad because your dog won't fetch.
No, because
100%
I'm not
correct.
mad that. No, I'm mad that they told us
Okay.
that she would fetch. And she
Okay.
doesn't. So yeah, I have 2 cats. My dad, I don't know. It's one of those things where if you really wanted, my dad didn't have a dog growing up, but my mom did. So I think if they were kind of on the same page, hey, we want a dog, then we would have had it. And I don't know. I didn't get the dog gene.
That
you know?
surprises me. Jay, don't you think Alan should get like a police dog so when he goes, patrolling the lake and see who's, fishing illegally, he can have his dog there.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what?
Don't move. This dog is trained.
I saw that today. They're back. The sun is shining. 3
Oh, here we
kids. 3 kids. And you know what? It reminded me of something, guys. Can I say so? I might get in trouble for this, but real quick. What is this epidemic with the electric bikes? I understand if you're older. Like my mom told me she was, I don't know, in Marin or whatever, and she was using the electric bike and it was a lot of fun. It was nice. My mom is, about to be 70, right?
Yeah.
What is with like younger people, okay? Obviously able-bodied, healthy,
Where I
all of
live,
that.
everybody has those electric. I think they're like scooters.
No, it's these electric bikes. Back in my day, we just knew how to pedal. So I'm not quite understanding
Let 'em
what
know,
this
Alan.
new obsession is. Why do you have an electric bike?
Yeah.
Why do you have
may
that?
be the world's youngest get off my lawn guy.
You might
Why
be,
do you
bro.
have? But
Put
why do
your
you
bikes
have that?
on your daddy grass.
Like, why do you have that? Can someone
it's a
explain?
bike.
No, it's not. Not
It
if
is
you.
a bike.
Not if you can. Oh, there's a hill. Let me hit the electric, bring, and then go up, Jay.
All technology, sir.
No, Jay, you change the gear. You change the gear.
Back in my day.
And you pedal harder or you pedal softer, whatever you need to do. Do kids even know what gears are? I'm seeing kids with electric bikes. You're 12 years old on an electric
I
bike.
don't know. I hope you let them know.
Like, what do we? First, you're illegally fishing. Number 2, to get to the pond to illegally fish, you're on an electric bike.
Which is the bigger offense to you? Which is more offensive?
Honestly, it might be the electric bike. That really bothers me. Jay, they go into school. I know you probably see it.
Oh, they ride through the neighborhood.
What happened to normal bikes? Can anybody that owns a bike
Have you noticed
business,
that people don't have horse-drawn carriages anymore either? Have you noticed that?
somebody that owns a bike business in Sacramento, 916-339-1140. Can you explain, when is the last time you sold a normal bike?
Every day.
Yeah, because you've got all those people that are, the riders.
No,
and they're
not
staying in
not
shape
for the
and-
cycle gang. I'm talking about these just normal people
And
they're
like a Huffy to a 12-year-old or something?
Back in my day, I thought I was gonna be a BMX racer. I had pegs on the front. I haven't seen a kid, and then you get your friend who sits on the pegs and he has your hands on his shoulders and you ride around.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You can't do that on these e-bikes.
Did you wear a helmet when you did that?
Sometimes not.
Yeah, nowadays you better wear that helmet.
Well, they better because they're going 20 miles per hour on these electro bikes. I can't believe this.
Getting from point A to point B.
I can't believe you're really
faster.
going off on the e-bike situation.
Jay,
Dude,
like
you
I
acting
said,
like you 72.
30 and older e-bike. I can't argue. I'd like to say 40, but I'll say 30. Anybody under 30 in good health on an e-bike, if my kids come to me in 10 years say I want an e-bike, I will say get out of my face.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Who's really to blame there? The kids or the parents that say, "Yeah, let's get you."
And then that goes.
Who's to blame, Alan?
It's both.
The kids don't know better.
It's the parents.
Sounds to me like you're going out.
It's the parents.
Yeah.
I will not buy you an e-bike. Do not talk to me for the rest of the day. Come on, Whitey.
Wait till his daughter asks for it.
You're not getting no e-bike.
I've seen her. I've seen pictures.
All her friends
She's
gonna
be hard to say no to, Alan.
All her friends gonna be ahead of her in the e-bike. Hold on, I'm pedaling. I'm trying.
The 21 speed struggling.
I'm trying to catch up. My dad won't buy
Have
me
you been
an
on an e-bike?
No.
Man, they're fun to ride.
Jay, it's supposed to be exercise.
I understand that. E-bikes you can pedal as well.
You getting
Some of them
help.
recharge.
Come on, guys. You getting help.
Are you kind of a softie with your daughter?
No.
I would think you were. I mean, she looks a lot like you. She's got that kind of that devilish glint in her eye.
I lay the law down. I'm bad cop.
Not buying that.
I'm the bad cop.
I'm not buying that.
And if she comes to me talking about an e-bike, I'm gonna say, dude, I already bought you one. I'm not even gonna answer her. I'm just going to give her a bike. This is your bike. There's no conversation to have, guys.
So let's set the tone right now. Is it 40 and over, 50 and over? Where do you have to be for an e-bike?
Would you say 30? You said you want to go 40?
I'll say 30, but I want to go 40. I'll go 30.
Okay.
Fun, bro. You should jump on one.
But, Jay, you see what I'm saying, though.
I get you what you're saying, but you can't compare. This is the problem.
He put it at 30
because you can't compare
because
yourself to children today.
If it's 40, he can't
I don't
ride one yet. So he put it at 30.
He put it at 35.
No, I don't want to ride the e-bike. Trust me. I'll put it. Jay, you're going to have to convince me to ride this e-bike. I'm not riding the e-bike.
Do you have a bike?
It's at my mom's house.
Oh, you doing all this smoking gun and you ain't got a bike at the house?
I do have because I run. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right.
But if I do get a bike, it won't be an e-bike.
Mm-hmm. Alan, wrap it up, too, for the show. How about the Athletics over the Yankees today? 1-0.
Man.
First 1-0 win for the A's over the Yankees since April 25th of 1979. First series victory at Yankee Stadium for the Athletics since 2016. Jeffrey Springs, 1 hit in 7 innings.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. To do that in New York at that Cracker Jack ballpark is pretty impressive because, the Little League World Series is around the corner and they pretty much have the same dimensions as Yankee Stadium. So to hold the Yankees to a shutout, great stuff from the A's, man. Both teams might be starting to figure it out, fellas. All right, Tyler Soderstrom, he had a ribby, he had a steak. That's what we call him, Jay, 1 for 4. Max Muncy, who's been balling to start out the season
today.
Max Muncy was.
He was, yes.
I'm working on some things.
He was on the morning show.
No, I'm working on. Shout out Max Muncy. And our guy, the Big Amish, 2 for 4. Oh, they finally stopped, guys. They finally stopped. And I know, Whitey, you love what the A's are, doing from a lineup perspective. But this Nick Kurtz batting leadoff thing, come on. He batted 2 today. And they won, and he had 2 hits. Enough with the gimmick.
Who's the leadoff hitter today?
It was Jacob Wilson, as it should be.
All right.
So enough with that.
Yeah. See, that's another thing you take very personally because you were a leadoff hitter.
Well, I just think it doesn't make – I understand the premise. They want to get as many at-bats as possible. But Shohei steals bases, so it's different. Nick Kurtz, he's not a burner like that. So there's no need in continuing to bat him leadoff. I know you love Mark Kotze, but that leadoff stuff was a joke.
What do you think of this, Jay? Daddy says Alan sounds like Grandpa Alan. Brick Ripshaw says Alan is Grandpa Simpson.
Look, man. Ride your e-bikes if you want.
Yeah, let the kids win, man.
No, not the kids. Who here has a kid that's letting them ride an e-bike?
I would let my daughter ride an e-bike.
Nah, man.
Well, his daughter does she's very physically active, right, Jay? So it's not like you need more exercise.
Well, it's not about that.
She always does.
But at the very least, you will have a normal bike. Your only bike won't be an e-bike. You want an e-bike?
I can respect that.
You want an e-bike? You got to earn the e-bike.
Does she have to? Do they have to earn the regular bike too?
No. No. You have to.
That's part of the program.
That's how you get to the e-bike.
Yeah, that comes with your membership in the family.
You have to ride enough
bike.
miles on the regular bike to use the e-bike. So you better use it wisely.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I do think you're sounding like one of them cats where it's the back in my day thing.
Yeah,
right?
I get where you're coming from, but I kind of wish you'd just go back there. Wherever it is you're coming from.
I know you, Whitey. You were coaching basketball. Your kids would not have an e-bike. Come on, man.
What is wrong with the e-bike? Fundamentally, it's because they don't have to pedal all the time.
You know what it is, guys?
It's a motorcycle, moped.
You know what it is?
Vespa?
No. This is what it is. This is turning into the same thing as a conversation that goes back and forth. People don't want to read anymore. Oh, I can just listen to a book. Audio book. And then they running around. No, Jay. And then they running around and you say, oh, did you read that book? Yeah, I had the audio book. No, but did you read the book? Oh. Yo, I had the audio book. It's the same thought process. I got an audio book. I got an e-bike. So
do you have your driver's license? How old are you?
So you're not actually working any of the muscles that you should be working. You don't read, but you fake read. Audio book. You don't bike, but you fake bike. You just ride the e-bike everywhere, doing wheelies like it's a Harley Davidson.
Where's this all going to lead? Where are we headed? You know?
I don't know. You know, that's why you have a layer of people right now that don't know how to do the fundamentals, guys. Because they got the audiobooks and the e-bikes.
Too many shortcuts?
Too many. Thank you. Whitey.
I get it.
I understand it. The microwaves don't even have numbers on it anymore. You just twist in 30 and intervals of 30. What happened to numbers?
That would have numbers on around the knob.
They don't have them.
They do.
It just goes 30, 30, 30.
I wonder what Alan Stiles would have said in 60 something.
Whitey.
When calculators.
Right.
No, I use Claude and ChatGPT. I use that stuff. Specifically kids with the e-bike. That's what's got me.
And reading and audiobooks.
Audiobooks.
Right.
And microwaves with no numbers.
And don't forget that.
And the microwaves with no numbers.
You got something you want to knock down on the cell phone or?
No, that stuff is necessary. E-bikes aren't necessary.
Gavin Crutcher says people not working out, they're taking Ozempic. I hear you, Alan.
See? They don't want to break a sweat anymore. Nobody wants to do anything. Thank you.
We're back with more on that. Also, the NBA's biggest problem is simple to identify, not so simple to fix, but we'll see if we can do that when we come back. Don't go away.
Tomorrow night, Kings and Warriors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner.
Starts at 5:30 with tip-off at 7. Listen to your Sacramento Kings.
On the official home of Kings basketball, Sactown Sports 1140.
Contractors, remodelers, you now have a great supplier to assist you with your next project. Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento. They are Northern California's best kitchen and bathroom remodeling supply store. Anova has the latest cabinet styles, a great selection of countertops, flooring, bathroom fixtures, and more. Visit their website, InnovaCabinetStone.com. Take advantage of their grand opening special, a $750 in-store credit. Stop by today, Innova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing live DJs, Mechanical Bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with N&S Tractor and Case Construction and Courtyard by Marriott Sacramento Cal Expo. More info at CITVFest.com.
If you're serious about getting better at golf, start with the fit. At Hagen Oaks, everything begins with Total Game Fitting. The TrackMan Player Performance Studio analyzes your swing to match you with the right clubs. Bing's Ballnamic Fitting helps you find the golf ball for your game. The Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps you roll it true. And with FootJoy's 3D foot scanner, you'll walk the course in shoes that actually fit. From driver to putter and even what's on your feet, Hagen Oaks fits every part of your game. Total Game Fitting, only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
A's fans, the 2026 season is coming fast, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season packed with theme days, giveaways, and firework nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Augusta National's 11th, 12th, and 13th holes are called Amen Corner, attributed as writer Herbert Warren Wind christened it such in describing the way Arnold Palmer had played those holes in a somewhat miraculous manner. Heavy rains in 1958 prompted a local rule allowing a lift and drop for an embedded ball. When Palmer hit his ball over the 12th green and the ball embedded, the official and Palmer agreed that the ball should be played as it lay, but that Palmer could play a second ball, which he dropped. He holed out for a 5 with the first ball and a 3 with the second. When he was playing 15, he was told his drop at 12 was proper, leading to his first Masters victory. Wynn's inspiration for Amen Corner came from a jazz record titled Shouting in Amen Corner. The center of the Bible manufacturing in the 1900s was in Lower New York City, which became a popular spot for sidewalk preachers to preach old-time religion. The many Amen shouts heard each day led to the term Amen Corner. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
I agree it's lame as hell to see kids riding e-bikes. For the record, I'm 37, so you got a lot of people agreeing with you.
Yeah. I appreciate y'all, man. I just had to get that off my chest. I'm good now.
Now. But it's right there. I can almost hear it kind of sizzling just underneath. Just hear it simmering a little bit.
It just
percolating.
Every time I see
things are percolating.
And, and the scooters don't bother me because it was really bad, in the city more like 5 years ago when those Lime scooters, when everybody was using those everywhere. I don't know. Scooters don't really bother me the same way, but bike, that's just so nostalgic. Everybody not necessarily remembers, but you take off the training wheels and you're wobbling and you fall and you scrape your
just
knee.
feel like that's not what a bike's for.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do the work.
That's right.
I feel that way, Alan, nostalgic like that when I watch today's NBA because that's pretty good, by the way.
That was good. That was 4.2.
Thank you. The NBA's biggest problem, I think, for all the talk of tanking, the biggest problem is that since the trade deadline, the whole season has almost not mattered. There have been some games here or there. There have been some really good games. There have been some interesting things with this player or that player. But for the most part, since the deadline, we've been just waiting for the playoffs.
It feels like it's like that every year. Last season was interesting because the Western Conference was the difference was a game between the 3 seed and the 6 or 7 seed.
And so Denver's
moments.
rallying now, and
Yeah.
they've moved. They're trying to hold off the Lakers. So there are little things like that. But for the most part, it's just, I think that's one of the reasons the focus has been on some negative things, because the basketball itself, when you combine it with the fact that so many good players have missed so many games, it's just kind of, all right, can you let me know when these games matter? And that's the worst thing for the NBA, because it's hand in hand with tanking. Why is tanking so egregious and offensive? Well, it's clear the games don't matter. Well, even the games involving teams that aren't tanking to a large degree this year have just felt like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and I'll keep checking, but the Warriors' decision to play Steph essentially tomorrow night against the Kings instead of tonight, which we said it's on Prime against the Lakers, that doesn't help. And then yesterday I'm watching, look, I know sometimes I come off as a hater on De'Aaron Fox, but I'm watching the Spurs. Spurs won the game. They beat the Blazers, and really good win for them.
Yeah, it was a nice game.
But again, national game, no Wemby. And I know he hurt his ribs. We get all that, but it just close your eyes and pick a game and pray that a star is playing. I actually didn't know that Cade Cunningham was back. So he got back some action. So it was nice to see him back on the floor. But you know, Whitey, I even go back to, I don't know if it's a brand issue or just an availability issue or both. Because I was thinking, do you remember just a couple years back when the Christmas games really mattered? To this day, I vividly remember that Warriors-Cavs game when, Clay hit that shot and then Kyrie hit the mid-range. I think it was the first Christmas game with KD or something like that. Yeah, because it was right after the Warriors picked up KD. That game, and I get it, it's LeBron, it's Steph, it's KD. That game is in my memory forever. I can't tell you about any of the Christmas games really since.
Yeah.
Even MLK Day.
Christmas used to be kind of, this is the unofficial start of the NBA season.
Right.
We have opening night, but things don't really start till Christmas. I think one of the things that happened is the NFL realized, we could play on Christmas too.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden basketball's like, okay, I'll get back to you because there's NFL on.
Yeah, and even MLK Day, they used to have some really big games, and some people have it off, so it was another mini event getting ready for the playoffs. Or all right, the second half of the season is starting, and we're gonna power through to get through these next 3-4 months. Now, they're all just footnotes, and we're just waiting. I think collectively, if you look at the biggest storylines, even in national media, on TV, whatever the platform is, the biggest storylines have not been about any teams. And you have the Pistons taking a leap. The Raptors are at least back in the playoff race. The Hornets, weirdly enough, I feel like they've talked about the Hornets more than any other team this season. Yeah. I think maybe because of LaMelo and that star power.
Here's the thing about the regular season, the fact that it doesn't seem to matter as much. That's what prompted the NBA to go to the in-season tournament. Like, these games are kind of, let's make them more meaningful.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if at some point, and I think they may have talked about this, they come back with we're going to have another in-season tournament in the second half of the season.
No. They would get rid
Your
of
commissioner loves tournaments,
They would
Alan.
get rid of the first. They would move it.
I hope so, but I don't know.
They wouldn't do 2.
I don't know.
No, that might actually get him canned. No, that might actually get him out of here.
I think
There's
baseball's
no way.
also talking about moving the World Baseball Classic.
I'm in with that.
Into this. You are?
Oh, yeah. During the All-Star break, just a community of all the different countries. It's just a party.
I'll tell you why I hate that. Just as a real baseball fan, I hate the thought of my team, whoever I'm pulling for, let's say the A's, and then you got guys playing for real in those games and they get hurt and they kibosh the rest of your season because I don't want to jinx anybody by mentioning names, but your center fielder pulled a hamstring in a game against Puerto Rico.
But that didn't even
just
happen.
Takes your whole season. No, but it could.
But it didn't happen.
No, but it's more likely to happen if you're playing games in the middle of the season. In my opinion.
I don't know about that. You're lathered. You're warm.
Well, if it does happen, it's worse for you. If it happens at the beginning of the year, you got more time for the player to heal. I don't like it, Alan.
I love it.
Okay.
Just like you just can't live life scared. You know what I mean? And
but you got to live life smart.
But this is a little small tournament. This would just be the finals. And Whitey, we're not talking about the whole tournament here. We got to tell the whole story. We're not talking about the whole tournament.
I know we're talking about starting it before the
Yes.
season and then
the semis and
I don't care for that
championship.
either, but
Well, you don't got to worry about the A's being in it.
Be that
Maybe
be that,
Kurtz at one point.
Be that as it may. You mentioned the NBA and Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about some of the Christmas jerseys being leaked?
I saw you send it, but I did not click on it.
About 8, I think, of the jerseys that teams will wear for Christmas have been leaked. Supposedly, nothing official yet. One of the teams with a jersey that was leaked, Alan, is the Sacramento Kings.
Christmas?
Yes.
So what you're telling me is...
I'm telling you that
the
a jersey
script is out.
I could be telling you that, but isn't that interesting? According to NBA UniTracker, 8 Nike 2026 Christmas Day jerseys have been leaked. Celtics, duh. Hawks, okay. Warriors, yeah. Knicks, I think have played more Christmas Day games than anybody. Pistons, Sixers, Lakers, and Kings.
Wow.
How about that?
I mean, the script is out.
Could be.
And they're not doing that if the Kings got the 6th pick. That's AJ
That's what
Dabansa.
some people are saying.
That's Dabansa versus Cooper Flag. That's what that is. You better get ready, Whitey.
I will say this. If you look at the pictures, you'll notice there is nothing remotely Christmassy about them. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, but, typically the league will have a snowflake or something on the uniforms, or sometimes it will. They don't, there's nothing Christmassy about them. All I'm saying is I'm not 100% sure that's what this is, but it may be. And if it is, it would suggest the Kings could be in line for a Christmas Day game.
Oh, these are nice.
You like them?
Oh, yeah, I like them. They're very ominous.
They
I like
are.
that.
They are.
I like
Nothing
this.
says Christmas like ominous jerseys.
Yeah. What's in your box? I don't know, but open it up and see. It's like the nightmare before Christmas.
Yes.
Ooh, what's Dabansa's number going to be, Whitey?
I don't know.
Come on, Jay. What's it going to be? What's it at BYU? Is it 3? Is he 3?
I think
that
so.
sounds right. The number 3 in this purple and black
he can't
shading.
be 3 because Killian Hayes is 3.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Okay, so Dabansa be number 3 as we move forward.
I like this. Taking on, well, you got to go. You got to bring the juice back, right, fellas? After this with Draymond and Christie, it's got to be Warriors Kings.
A couple of years ago, that was huge. Remember all the games the year after they played in the playoffs? Remember early in the year they played so many games against each other that were on national TV? But I don't know that.
No, I think it does, guys. After this, Draymond might have saved. I think Draymond might have saved the rivalry.
Really?
Draymond got the Kings a Christmas Day game.
And I think there may also be, aren't there 5 games usually on Christmas? So there might be a couple of jerseys yet to be released. If this is accurate.
It probably is. I don't know. Would the Kings be the worst team to ever get a Christmas game the following season? No, I'm serious.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Right? Because it's not a rotation. It's not as if, hey, it's your turn to get a Christmas game. You just wouldn't get one.
Did the Cavs get one? Like when LeBron's rookie year or anything like that? Ooh. I don't know.
No, I like that.
Just something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I'm looking here. Yeah, you would see, obviously, a team like the Pistons would. What's going on, man? How can we not get a game?
Yeah.
The Kings got a Christmas game.
And the 2 NFL teams who've improved the most during free agency. Wow, look at that. We'll talk about that when we come back to Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers!
Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, a Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's going on for the Declaration of Deals sales event?
There's nothing more American than a Jeep. And with the Declaration of Deals, now is the time to get your hands on the ultimate factory-certified off-road machine, the new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, when you save up to $7,500 off MSRP.
Those Jeeps are pretty cool, and that's the best savings yet.
But Hoblet is more than Jeeps. With the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter, you can save big on over 180 vehicles and almost 40 under $20,000. Not to mention the award-winning customer service you get at this fifth-generation dealer.
Don't wait. Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at hobletdodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. $7,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon after $1,500 factory rebates and $6,000 dealer discount. Rebates may include $500 military or first responder bonus cash for eligible members. 3 this net savings. Sample VIN 205698. See dealer for details.
Sunday baseball just got way more fun. Join Dinger's Kids Club with the Sacramento River Cats. For just $35 all season, kids get a ticket to every Sunday River Cats home game and tons of fun all season long. Sign up today at rivercats.com.
Contractors, remodelers, you now have a great supplier to assist you with your next project. Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento. They are Northern California's best kitchen and bathroom remodeling supply store. Anova has the latest cabinet styles, a great selection of countertops, flooring, bathroom fixtures, and more. Visit their website, InovaCabinetStone.com. Take advantage of their grand opening special, a $750 in-store credit. Stop by today, Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
Does Alan Stiles have Masters fever? Let's find out. He's a big golfer.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know Rory's my guy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Rory's been my guy forever. So, you know, he's in the lead now. It's still so early, but he shouldn't have any more jitters. He got his Grand Slam, so you got to defend your title. I get it. And you know what's funny, Whitey? The Masters, it does feel like guys do tend to win in twos, right? Right, Jordan Spieth. What was it? Bubba Watson back in the day. There's something about the Masters where once you get one, you're normally in a good position to get another one. But I believe it was might have been the U.S. Open. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but my wife and I, she came out. She wasn't even living out here yet. So we had to do the L.A. trip because she had never been in L.A. before. So we're out around Hollywood, and we stop at a establishment in, I think, East Hollywood. And it was in the summer, obviously, and the Open or whatever championship it was on, and we watched Rory win live. And that was probably, I don't know, 2014, something like that. And after that, you know, you just watch somebody live, and I didn't really have a golfer at the time. So after that, I just kind of rode with Rory the whole way.
Yeah. I'm always reminded when I watch a major of the first major I ever, quote unquote, covered. And it was at Olympic Club. And it was the U.S. Open in like 87 or something.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I was doing. I'd never covered a golf tournament. And I didn't have anybody to say, hey, this is how you do it. So, So Johnny Miller, who I think by that time is towards the end of his career, he's on the practice tee. And I think he was in because he'd been a former champion. And I went up to him on the practice tee. I'm like, hey, can I ask you a few questions? He goes, why not? Everybody else is. And I asked him a few things, and he gave me some sound. And then I'm leaving, and somebody goes, hey, you can't come out here. And I was like, okay, but Johnny Miller just talked to me.
Wow. Were you really not supposed to be out there?
I don't think so. Yeah, but I it's like, I got to get sound.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow.
I'm not going to sit there and go, well, I better not do it.
How did he finish?
I don't think he did very well.
Okay.
Another time I was at spring training, and again, I didn't know what I was doing, so I'm in the A's dugout at spring training. And my whole thing is, I'm on the air tomorrow. I got to get sound. So I'm sitting there in the dugout, and Carney Lansford, you know Carney Lansford?
Yeah.
He comes in, and he's tying his shoe or something. And I go, hey, you think I could just ask a few questions? And he turns to me, and he goes, I'm working! And he runs off.
He wasn't kidding.
He was not kidding. And he was working. But again, okay, I didn't know.
Yeah. Wow. The lost files of Whitey Gleason.
Yeah. That's how you learn some of these things.
Sure.
Dave Stewart, on the other hand, was very cool. It's like, yeah, what do you want to talk about? But not Carney.
But, yeah, Dave was working too.
He was.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You never know.
That's how you learn. It's like, okay.
See, but that's another, and now you got me going, right, Jay? See, back in the day, that's how you do it. Nowadays, these kids with TikTok, with social media, they don't have these types of skills.
Hey, Carney, can I Zoom you sometime?
Yeah, hey, Carney, I DM'd you. You didn't respond. Come on, man. Like this is that's how you cut. That's how you cut the mustard. You know what I'm saying?
I think so.
That's the same version of maybe falling on a normal bike. And that's not what these kids have these days with these e-bikes.
Now, if you fall off an e-bike, isn't it more dangerous because
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But, you know, those are the types of stories, Whitey, that every young aspiring journalist, reporter, host, that's what they need.
Well, ideally, it's best for everybody if you have somebody there to show you, you can do this, do that. Don't do that. But sometimes you got to find that out for yourself. You know?
I'm trying to think of some situations where I've stepped in it. I think they're all a little too recent to tell the stories. But one day I will tell them.
Yeah, it's all part of it. You don't get to wear a helmet when you're in there covering sports.
That's right. There's no training wheels. There's no audio book to life. How about that? There's no audio book to life. You got to read, and you got to read between the lines.
Yeah. Life is hard. Life is tough. Like football. It's like a game of football. And pretty soon, football will be back here. We've just got the that was not very good. We've got the voluntary camps going, and we have Connor Orr today at SI.com writing about the 5 NFL teams that improved the most in free agency.
Okay.
And there's a reason why I bring this up, because otherwise, okay, who cares?
I
But
know who's on the list.
Number 5, he's got the Houston Texans. Number 4, the Los Angeles Rams.
And people thought they were going to do even more.
What'd they do?
Yeah, I thought they were trying to get AJ.
Let's see. Jalen Watson is an elite run defender, and his play style just screams big game cornerback, which feels like a platitude until you watch him rip the ball away from an elite wide receiver.
They got McDuffie, right?
Mike Evans is going to torch
Next to Trent McDuffie, who's also an excellent run defender and a versatile blitzer. The Rams will have a whole golf bag full of options for opponents next year. Enough that I would venture to say this iteration of the Rams would have beaten Seattle in the NFC Championship game last season, says Connor Orr. By the way, I saw some interesting things today about Sean McVay and Deanna Rossini when he was with Washington. Number 3, Denver Broncos.
The Broncos?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm trying to think what they did off the top of my head.
Let's see here.
Maybe it's about who they retained. And
no one attempted more passes last year than Bo Nix, but Nix's completed air yards per attempt were among the lowest in the league. Blah, blah, blah. So what'd they do? Let's see. I'm not sure what they did here. Let's see. Alex Singleton, while not an addition, is another critical re-signing. Anyway, I'm sorry. We'll look further into that. Well, Waddle. Jalen Waddle's single biggest upgrade specific to a team.
And I'm not big
this
on
offseason.
I told you.
Unlike Evans, Waddle is far younger and will have a few more years of efficacy ahead to grow with. Knicks.
Sure.
Number 2. Bang, bang, Niner gang.
What? Mm-hmm. See, these are just
bang,
names.
Bang, Niner gang.
Bang, Niner gang.
These are just names. I don't know what to put, so let me just put the Niners.
Evans, as I noted in a standalone column about the acquisition, was signed to reverse the fortunes of Christian McCaffrey. He also says, you might like this, Alan, we have to operate under the assumption that what the team is attempting might work. We can be cynical and dismiss the improvements made across free agency, espousing the importance of draft and development, but with a mediocre draft class on tap that may ultimately lack a game-changing player, the 49ers made what I consider the most important move in free agency by signing Mike Evans.
That's it.
No, he also likes...
on the defensive tackle, baby.
Odigizua?
Oh, yes, that's right. The trade for that. Okay. I mean, doesn't seem like, and this is not a Niner hate thing. It just doesn't seem like teams, it wasn't a very eventful offseason.
Agreed. I agree with you.
So
I've heard Odigizua is one of the great clubhouse presences in the NFL and on the field. He is a machine at generating pressures.
No, I do really like him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's right. And it seems like on this list, if you do more than one solid thing, you're going to get on this list.
Number 1 on Connor Orr's list of the teams that have improved the most during free agency, the Raiders.
The Raiders. Now we're really talking.
Uh-huh.
The Raiders. Let's go. Come on, Whitey.
He says there is a difference between falling for a series of major signings and recognizing that some of those major signings will immediately take the Raiders to a place of competence they were not able to display a year ago.
We are
with
competent.
the aid of additional factors.
Mm-hmm.
Raiders' offensive coaching structure is not a mismatched set of ideals as it was last season between Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly.
Look, first comes competence, then comes elite.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works. Does he mention the Max Crosby situation? Because I don't even know, would that be considered? Is that an addition, subtraction?
Defense, after adding 2 quality edge players and linebackers, plus retaining Max Crosby, it says for now, will improve upon a unit that wasn't actually as bad as you might have imagined, given the talent on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Largely because of Crosby, Raiders had a better down-by-down success rate against the run than the Vikings, Browns, Patriots, and 49ers. Connor Orr also points out that Las Vegas has the Saints, the Browns, the Jets, Titans, and Dolphins on the schedule this year.
Yeah, we going back.
With some of its tougher out-of-division opponents like the Rams and Bills at home. Also says, this is paragraph 3, quote, the Raiders are not a playoff team.
Well, look, man. Hey, Jay.
Do you want me to read that again,
Jay, I'll see you in Vegas, Jay. You got them frequent flyers, Jay. I'll see you in Vegas, baby.
The Niners got the Raiders on the schedule this year, right?
I think they
At
do.
Levi.
Oh, I gotta go. Hey, who do I gotta call downstairs, man? I gotta go.
Go ahead, Whitey.
They'll be, before I finish this sentence, they'll be up here with your tickets.
I know somebody listening downstairs. Come upstairs. Let's have a conversation.
But assuming Kirk Cousins is running the offense while Fernando Mendoza learns to play under center, it's not hard to imagine this team being competitive enough to win outright or keep pace with the lower rung of its schedule. Go ahead and clap.
No, I don't. I thought that was going somewhere else. I thought he was going to say lower rung of playoff teams.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. We're still number 1.
Last year's win-loss projection for the Raiders was 3.4. Not a stretch to be curious about the over on 5.5.
No, come on, man.
That's what he says.
Come on.
Number 1 on the list.
Look, dude. I don't. This is ridiculous.
I was trying to prop you up.
I'm looking right here at the opponents. I see an easy 7 spot.
Mm-hmm.
Easy 7. Don't play with me.
All right.
It's easy 7.
That's what he's saying. Take the up. You're curious about the over on 5.5.
Hey, Schmallen, put the house on it. The house.
More on the Raiders. Vinnie Bonsignore, host of the Morning Tailgate on Raider Nation Radio. He's going to join us with more on all this, Alan. So don't go away. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sactown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Spring is here, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings, plus get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to CarShield.com. That's CarShield.com today.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, April 11th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
With Popeye's new $6 faves menu, you can get this 3-piece chicken, this 3-piece tenders, this chicken sandwich, or these 2 regular sides for just $6 a piece. I know you can't see what I see, but trust me, those bold Louisiana flavors look so good, you might just have to get them all. Now there's an idea.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Terms apply.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
Oh, what a relief. The NBA has cleared the Kings of any wrongdoing in that foul gate. 3:15 to go in the fourth quarter of the last game against the Warriors. I couldn't sleep a wink last night, Alan. I don't know about you. I knew the Kings were in the right, but you never know what the league's going to do, so thank goodness.
I mean, I slept just fine. Okay. I mean, if we're talking money, no disrespect whatsoever, but it ain't my money.
Right.
So
unless your team, I know you're proud of this team. We're going to get into that.
Yeah, if they were talking about draft picks or something like that, that'd be different. But money,
chicken.
Yeah, that
Yeah. So we got a lot more on that coming up. But right now, we were just talking about Connor Orr's piece on the 5 NFL teams that improved the most in free agency, and the Raiders are number 1 on the list. So I thought Alan would love that. But he's not crazy about Connor Orr saying not a playoff team. They might win more than 5.5 games.
It's just the tone. Maybe it's just how you read it.
So maybe our next guest can help you feel better about it. I'm not sure how he feels, but he is the host of the Morning Tailgate on Raider Nation Radio. Vinnie Bonsignore with us. How are you today, Vinnie?
I'm doing great. By the way, I saw Doug Christie play at Pepperdine. I also saw Doug Christie's wife take out a shoe and crack, I want to say it was Rick Fox. It was a young reporter. It was at Staples Center against the Lakers. Yeah, so, Doug Christie played for the Lakers. People forget about that. But he was there with, I think it was Anthony Peeler, Eddie Jones, Kobe was there. It was was like a nice little collection of talent that Jerry West was putting together. I don't know if Kobe had gotten there quite that point, but they were onto something, and they had to kind of trade some guys away. They brought in Kobe, all that stuff. Yeah. But Jerry knew talent, man, and he loved Doug Christie, and Doug will tell you that.
Wow, yeah, Jerry West, the Dave Grohl of basketball, with all the different things he did. Vinny, we know what the Raiders see in Kirk Cousins. What do you think Kirk Cousins sees in the Raiders situation that drew him there?
Yeah, an opportunity to potentially play. Maybe it's the full season. Maybe it's just the first 6 games of the season. Maybe it's the last 6 games of the season. So I think of all the opportunities out there, this was probably the one that gave him a legitimate chance to get on the field. Maybe aside from the Cardinals, and that's a weird one to me. Why wouldn't you want to go to the Cardinals to at least get a chance to really start? There's no Fernando Mendoza coming down the pike anytime soon. But I think the way I answer the rest of the question probably answers that. He also sees an opportunity to reconnect with some people that he really respects, in Clint Kubiak and Rick Dennison, the new offensive line coach, Andrew Janocko, the new offensive coordinator. These are all coaches that he played for in Minnesota with the Vikings, and had really his best statistical seasons with them, calling the shots offensively for the Vikings, and when Kirk was the quarterback there. So, I think that opportunity, presented itself and was pleasing to him. And just talking to him yesterday, the kind of smile that came over his face when he was talking about putting on, the Raiders gear and the Raiders helmet that was there on his chest. I think there's a small part of him that is like, hey, it would be kind of cool, whatever small role I might play in getting this kind of iconic franchise back on the right track, whether it's getting Fernando Mendoza, to a point where, he's ready to take over and take this team to a whole other level, or just establishing a winning tradition and a winning culture, within the locker room, as part of his veteran presence. If he could play any kind of a role in getting the Raiders turned around, I think that means something to him.
Yeah, Vinny, that's what I was kind of going to lead into, because with these bridge quarterback situations, everybody's got to be on the same page. And it's almost a balancing act between, these hyper athletic, hyper competitive guys that they don't want to sit there and say, yeah, I'm going to give the keys to this young buck, but they understand what the reality is. Do you think everybody is on the same page with Kirk coming in? And I know the Atlanta Falcons situation was completely different and just a bit bizarre, but do you think everybody is on the same page and they have that balance where Kirk obviously wants to play and wants to compete, but he understands kind of what it is, and whenever that time comes, it'll be fine?
Yeah, I do actually, and I think that what I wrote was, he comes to the situation eyes wide open. He knows everything in terms of all the various scenarios. There's not going to be any surprises. Nobody's going to pull a punch, a last-second punch. Whoa, we didn't talk about this. Mm-hmm. Everything's been talked about, and that kind of comes with the trust, that he has with Clint Kubiak and the relationship that they have. It serves neither any kind of purpose right now, based on just the relationship and the trust, to try to even do that, to even think about doing that, right? I mean, you're going to be as straight up as possible with people that you're close to. And I think that whatever it was that Clint articulated in terms of that role, it was, and I'm sure that Clint talked about all of them, all the variances of that role, and Kirk was like, okay, I'm cool with that. And I think it's important for Kirk to also acknowledge, like, look, if I am clearly the better option, then I do expect to play, and that would be the best thing for the team. And I don't think that the Raiders or Clint Kubiak would be opposed to that whatsoever. But I will say this, and I think Kirk probably understands this as well. If it's close or a tie, in terms of, where both quarterbacks are come the end of training camp, and as the Raiders start thinking about who's going to start the season, if Fernando Mendoza is close to him or tied with him, he doesn't even have to be ahead of him, I would say. He would probably, and rightfully so, get the starting job, because you want to start expediting that process of getting that quarterback as much experience as ready to get him closer to the successful version of the Raiders and the successful version of Fernando Mendoza. And I do think that everybody's on the same page, and Kirk understands that there is a possibility that that's how it might go down.
Vinnie Bonsignore, nice enough to join us, California Post senior NFL columnist, and as I mentioned, host of the Morning Tailgate on Raider Nation Radio. Vinnie, I know it's been a few days now, but what stood out to you the most about Fernando Mendoza's pro day?
Yeah, and I was there, so I had a really interesting vantage point because where they put the media was right in line with him getting ready. And I've been to a lot of these things, and I've never seen a quarterback prepare the way Fernando got prepared. It was a good 45, 50 minutes of preparation time. Like while they were doing, his teammates were out there doing the 40 and, the broad jump and the weight room stuff. He's out there getting ready with his, a couple of his guys, a wide receiver that's on Indiana. He's an underclassman on Indiana's roommate, I think it was. A quarterback coach, Coach Whitmer he's now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but was his guy at Indiana last year, was out on the field with them. And I was just watching him thinking to myself, man, if he's going to take this seriously, imagine what he's like, in training camp or in the classroom or in the weight room. He took it really, really seriously. And then he went out and had a fabulous day. No surprise there. And showed a lot of leadership skills. He was barking out the name and the route that the guy was going to run, and he did that so that all the scouts that were there understood this is Omar Cooper. This is Elijah. This is Elijah Straits. This is this guy. This is that guy, and made sure that everybody in the building understood this is who's running the route now. So keep your eye on him. He deserves to be in the NFL too, which I thought was kind of cool. I'd never seen that before. And then after it was all said and done, after this, steely-eyed guy went out there and kind of put on a show from beginning to end, he just instantaneously changed back to kind of I'm saying this in the most respectful way, but kind of a goofy dude, an aw shucks guy when he came over there and started talking to us, and I was like, it's two different people, and I love that. I used to see that about like a Kobe Bryant. Like everyone saw Kobe in practice mode or in game mode or in season mode. I'd run into Kobe at Dodger Stadium, and he'd be like, hey, how's it going? It's a totally different dude, and you realize that there's people that need to be a certain way to get to a certain place, but that doesn't define them 24/7, their entire life. And I saw the two faces of Fernando, and it sort of dawned on me. I could see why this guy that's like this out here giving some corny interviews and, being how he is sometimes in front of the camera, but then goes out there and bowls over some NFL players on the University of Miami to the game-winning touchdown, giving no consideration to his body or anything like that. I just have to score this touchdown. I don't care what I got to endure to get there. So you saw those two faces right there in real time.
That's what I love to hear, Vinny. That's that mask-on mentality, Vinny. That's right. What the Raiders have been missing. So Vinny, we talk a lot of Kings, obviously, on this show, and you talk about windows and timelines, and okay, you get your guy, and then you're good one year, you're competitive, and then you get to the playoffs. The NFL, their timelines are so different because once you get the quarterback, it does feel like things accelerate pretty quickly. You look at Washington, but then obviously Jaden Daniels was injured, so it slowed down a bit. How do you look at the timeline now for the Raiders now that they have, or they're about to have their franchise guy? Obviously, we're assuming he's going to be good, but it's one of those things where with the Chargers right now, we're not really sure what they're going to be. So you're trying to assess, hey, at what point should the Raiders be back in the playoff conversation? If a fan asked you that, what would you say?
Yeah, it's a really good question, and there's I think couple of different things about that. Number one, just the fact that they can even ponder that is it epitomizes the importance of having that first pick overall and having access to Fernando first and foremost. And I know that it was painful for Raider fans to get to that point, but it was needed. Sometimes you have to, you think the San Antonio Spurs and their fans care anything about the 3 seasons of just misery to get Victor, right? Nobody cares about that anymore. They got him. They got their guy, the Oklahoma City Thunder, all the losing that they went through, and look at them. They're the king of the mountain now. Mm-hmm. Nobody cares about the lead up to that. So it was painful, but it was needed, and it led you to Fernando Mendoza, which allows you now to have the conversation and ask the kind of question that you just asked. Okay, so how long is it going to take before this really does pay off? And I would say this. I don't think it's going to be 2026, and I don't think I'm breaking any news there. But I think that everything that they're doing, including bringing in a Kirk Cousins to help expedite Fernando's development, I think everything is pointing toward making a big move in 2027. Now, it could happen earlier. We've seen that in Houston. We saw that with, you just mentioned Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders. Maybe it does happen quicker than they envision, and that would be great. But I don't think they're counting on that, and I don't think that they're making moves right now for that to happen. I think what they're doing is it's kind of like what the New England Patriots did going into last offseason and the Chicago Bears did going into last offseason with their two young quarterbacks. They invested in the offensive line. They're bringing in better coaches. They're bringing in weapons for the quarterback to be able to tap into. They're fixing They fixed the infrastructure around Caleb Williams and Drake May. I think the Raiders are preemptively doing that in preparation for Fernando Mendoza, which could expedite that question that you asked. So if I were to answer it, I would say from 2027 and beyond, if the Raiders hit and make good decisions and continue to stack good decisions on top of one another, which I believe they have been doing, especially this offseason, starting with firing Pete Carroll and bringing in Clint Kubiak, I think you could realistically see a big turn in the right direction in 2027, which could set anything off in 2028. And just remember that the Super Bowl is being played at Allegiant Stadium in 2029 following the 2028 season. So I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm not going there just quite yet. But I think if you're talking about a timeline, what better timeline than that?
Vinnie Bonsignore with us. Vinnie, in your opinion here, if you ask football fans in L.A., who's your favorite team, the Rams, Chargers, or the Raiders, how do you think those numbers would come out?
I mean, obviously the Raiders will always have a huge contingency of fans here. I will say that the Rams have done a fantastic job. I mean, how could you not recognize what they've done in terms of rebuilding their fan base? I was in Los Angeles when I won't tell you how long I was there while they were here, but then also when they left.
Yeah.
And then the 20 years before they came back, and it was really weird for the Rams because it's like you're a kid and your dad just leaves you, right? And you're like, okay, after a little while, I'm just writing him off. I guess he just didn't want to be around here, so he's gone. And all of a sudden, he knocks on your door, and hey, I'm back. And you're like, you want to love him, but it's kind of awkward, right?
Yeah.
So it felt like that with the Rams coming back to Los Angeles. But I will say this, too, and I have a bunch of friends that were Ram fans. For every one Ram fan that kicked the Rams to the curb when they left for St. Louis, another one stuck with them and kind of secretly rooted for them from Los Angeles while they were doing the Greatest Show on Turf, bitterly saying that could have been us here in Los Angeles, but still sticking with them. So they did have a base to come back to, and I think they've done a fabulous job with Sean McVay and everything that they've got going for him, Aaron Donald and now Matthew Stafford and Puka and everything, really reconnecting back with the fans. So I say all of that to say I think it would be a surprise to people how many Ram fans have really latched on now. And you're talking about kids that were in junior high school and elementary school kind of growing up with the Rams back in the neighborhood, and that's going to be reflected. And I will say this, too. The 49ers took full advantage of the Raiders not being very good, and then, in Oakland, and B, the Rams not being in Los Angeles. They did a pretty good job of mining fans in Southern California. So if you go from the top of the state to the bottom of the state, don't ever sleep on how big the 49ers are in the state of California, throughout California. You can see that when the 49ers come to SoFi Stadium, whether it's to play the Chargers or the Rams. There's a lot of 49er fans that are there, and it's not just because they're traveling to come see them. There's 49er fans in Los Angeles. So, yeah, the Rams did some irreputable harm to themselves by leaving and vacating for 20 years, and it's going to take a while before they totally regain it. But they are on their way. But nothing's ever going to change the fact that the Raiders have a lot of fans in Los Angeles as well.
Well, as you probably know, Kyle Shanahan would have us believe that the Rams playing that game, the opener in Australia, they asked to have the 49ers as their opponents so that they wouldn't have to have 49er fans take over SoFi for that game. That's what Kyle Shanahan says.
Well, I think I would say this. Kyle's onto something. Yeah, I mean, if you're all you have to do is watch on TV, and it's understandable why. Just honestly explain the reasons why. Dallas Cowboys too. They because they would, all those years that LA went without a football team, the Cowboys were down there practicing in the summers. And if you've ever been down to Oxnard and if you've ever been down to a training camp for the Dallas Cowboys down there, you just realize, where do all these Dallas Cowboy fans, like, they're here. They're literally here in Southern California. And that goes way back because the Cowboys trained in Southern California even in the 70s over at Cal Lutheran University. Roger Staubach, Tony Dorsett, those great players. So they've always had a strong foothold in California as well. It was a very shrewd move that the Cowboys made way back when, and then Jerry Jones said, why did we even leave doing that? Let's get back to Southern California and capitalize on that, which he absolutely did. So the Cowboys are up there too. I could never forget the Cowboys and the strong foothold that they have in California. But yeah, Kyle is definitely onto something.
See, Vinny, this is the issue because we get you on the show, and Whitey, he's going to ask you about the Niners and the Cowboys and all this. Vinny, we got to stay on track with the Raiders. This is what we got going on here, Vinny, all right? Don't let him get you off track, Vinny.
Naturally.
Don't let him get you
I'm
off
just
track.
a courteous guest.
All right. Fair enough. Vinny, I feel like we haven't talked enough just in general about Ashton Genty. Obviously, the Raiders are about to add a top pick, and we think it's going to be Fernando Mendoza, but they have another high draft pick in Ashton Genty. It's kind of a two-parter for you. Where is Ashton Genty on their priority list as far as making sure he's in a better position to succeed? And do they view him as one of these every down backs a la a Christian McCaffrey, or could we see more of what Kubiak had in Seattle where, they have their guy in Kenneth Walker, but Charbonnet was getting a lot of touches. So I was curious where you think he would fall on that kind of bell cow meter.
Quick correction. We don't think that they're taking Fernando Mendoza. They're taking Fernando Mendoza. So let's just establish that. This is a coronation without question. I'm kidding. But yeah, that's a done deal. Think about him coming into town when his top 30 visit was. It was when they opened their first day of their off-season program, and it was the day that they signed Kirk Cousins, and Tom Brady was in the building. That was when they scheduled Fernando to come to his top 30 visit. He's already getting to know his teammates, those last couple of days. So that's the guy. Number one. Number two, without question, they think extremely highly of Ashton, and they understand, like, they went against conventional wisdom to draft a running back that high, and they did that because they believe that he's an all-world caliber running back. And I firmly believe that if the Raiders do right by him with the offensive line, getting better quarterback play, getting a better pass game that can complement your run game, I truly believe, and him being a part of that passing game, I truly believe that he's got Offensive Player of the Year capabilities, and I think the Raiders are determined to get that out of him. I think the only reason Clint Kubiak and the two-back system, that he had in Seattle, I think you're going to see some of that element, but I think it's twofold. One is that they just don't want to run Ashton into the ground. They're going to be very mindful of managing him so that they're getting the best of him when he's out on the field from beginning to end of the season. So there will be some management going on. And if you're going to manage it, you might as well manage it with somebody that's really good, somebody that's going to help your football team and not just be a placeholder or somebody that's going to allow your running back to go stand on the sidelines for a couple of plays. If you're going to do that, make sure you bring in somebody good. So I wouldn't be surprised if they added a running back in the draft for that purpose. But yes, they believe that Ashton can be a 3-down back, and I do believe that they're going to. He looked pretty good as a pass catcher last year. Just everything else around him was really bad. But if you look at the numbers that he put up both in the run game and the pass game, you're kind of like marveling at, without any help, you still were able to get those numbers. So can you imagine what it's going to look like when he does have legitimate help? And the other guy that I would point out, another unconventional pick based on where he was picked, was Brock Bowers. And don't ever forget about Bowers and about how all of this is going to benefit him as well. Better quarterback play, better running game, better offensive line. Brock Bowers is something really, really special. And it's kind of a marvel to watch him just in practice, the type of things that he does. And it was funny, I was talking to somebody that was after Brock's first year. And he's like, and there's a point in time where practices get cut off to reporters. You get to watch every practice during training camp. But once it's regular season and they get into preparation mode, we get kicked out after stretches and a couple little individual sessions. The real practices are off limits to the reporters. And I had somebody tell me, man, you guys saw him during games. You should have seen what the heck he was doing on a daily basis in practice. It was like you're just scratching your head. You're just marveling at what he's able to do. He's a freak of nature. I call him a natural. And so between he and Ashton and whoever they bring in the draft and Fernando, and they just bring in Tyler Linderbaum to help solidify the offensive line, it has the makings. I'm not making any declarations for this year or anything like that, but it really, you have some star power now on this offense, and it'll be interesting to see how Clint Kubiak puts it all together.
California Post senior NFL columnist Vinnie Bonsignore. Vinnie, thank you so much for your insight and your time. We appreciate it. We hope to talk to you again soon.
All right, guys. Have a great show.
You too. Thanks,
you. Vinny.
Yeah.
Vinny.
It was interesting, Vinny, talking about how popular the Raiders are in L.A. We found out a couple nights ago at Frank Caliendo's show, we already knew it, but we found out just how popular the Raiders still are here.
Yeah.
As he was doing his Madden and his Gruden, and he's, is this Raider country here? Ah!
Yeah. And then, there were people saying.
That was actually you and Jay.
No, it was not me.
It wasn't Jay.
It was not Jay, but then people said, yeah, and then some people were saying, no. Those are the Niner fans.
That was Jay.
Niner fans. Yeah. I got to get you a Raider song, Jay. You can put that in the system.
Get you one, but I ain't playing it.
And for the record, he brought up the 49ers. I did not.
You brought up other teams in L.A. You knew where you were going with it.
Yeah. I thought he was going to say, the Raiders are really more popular than the Chargers. That's where I thought he was going.
You said Rams and Chargers.
Yeah. And then he went to the 49ers.
He's not talking about the Chargers. He just skip over the Chargers.
So you feeling any better about your Raiders?
I feel great.
Okay. All right.
I mean, look, Kings Christmas game.
Well, okay.
Raiders playoffs. Giants are rolling. This is a beautiful Thursday, fellas.
Yeah. Well, hold on there, Alan. You know that the NBA has been looking into what the Kings did with that intentional foul against the Warriors. The NBA has fined a team $25,000 today. The NBA has fined the Orlando Magic.
Oh, yeah, get them.
$25,000 for violating league injury reporting rules before Monday's game against Detroit. How about this? The Magic reported that Anthony Black was out, and then he played and he scored 14 points.
What in the world?
NBA said the Magic failed to accurately disclose Black's game availability status. $25,000 fine. Because the bettors don't like that.
They don't. 25,000. Let me see what I can find in my pocket. 25,000.
He'd missed 15 games with an abdominal strain, and then he played when he was listed as out. 14 points, 2 assists, 2 steals as Orlando beat Detroit.
You brought up Orlando real quick. Remember yesterday, because once you said that, based on how somebody looks in that first year, you can at least tell, do you have a guy or not? And I was thinking about, because I saw Tyreek Evans pop up, a Tyreek Evans crowd pop from a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But I wasn't even going to try to, a gotcha with
that
one.
Was the shot he made against Memphis,
Yes.
I think.
I wasn't even trying to gotcha with that. My thought was, what are we doing with Paolo Banchero? Because I think initially, like you said, based on that first year, we all thought, okay, they drafted first overall. They got their guy. Let's rock and roll. But he's kind of hit a ceiling. So it's a unique situation that the Magic always seem to find themselves in.
Yeah.
Very similar to with Aaron Gordon.
Right.
Where now
he's really good.
Yeah.
But he's not the guy we need him to be.
Not right now.
Yeah.
Right. And I guess, you get these guys that are one and done, and you're looking at hopefully a leap next season. But pretty soon here, people are going to say, I don't know if Paolo's that number one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but when you said that yesterday, I thought, what are we doing with Paolo?
I know it made you mad. You're like, oh, yeah, well, I'm going to come up with guys.
Oh, I was driving home.
That fly in the face of what you said.
Literally, I was driving home. Tyreek Evans,
I was thinking of you last night in that conversation we had, because watching the game you watched, the Spurs and the Blazers, and Scoot Henderson did something.
Man,
yeah,
he got a little giddy up to him, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, don't know. Injury got in the way.
I don't think so, but...
Yeah, that roster.
Some had said, the day of the draft, leading up to the draft, Scoot can't shoot. So that's been an issue.
I don't think a lot of people, I don't know how many people thought they should take Scoot. I think he's kind of the last of that breed of let's take a 6'2" athletic point guard, second overall, top 3 overall?
I remember November of his last year before the draft. I remember he played Wemby in a couple games, and I remember watching that. I was like, here's the first and second pick in the draft going head-to-head. Wemby and Stu.
Yeah, there's levels to this. There are levels to this.
And even then you could see that, okay, they might go 1-2, but there's a gap.
It's not really
there's
1-2.
and then 2.
Yeah. Got a tank.
As I mentioned, Alan says he's proud of your Sacramento Kings, and we're going to find out why next. Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers! Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing live DJs, Mechanical Bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with N&S Tractor and Case Construction and Courtyard by Marriott Sacramento Cal Expo. More info at CITVFest.com.
Bring the entire family out to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. From exciting action on the field to smiles in the stands, it's the perfect place to make family memories. Plan your next family night out at the ballpark. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
When life calls for a little extra, a kitchen upgrade, paying off debt, or that dream vacation, Valley Strong Credit Union is here to help. With a Valley Strong home equity loan, you can tap into your home's value with competitive rates, flexible terms, and local guidance you can trust. Get approved in as little as 5 minutes, with funding in as few as 5 days. Your goals are within reach. Visit valleystrong.com to get your offer today. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 456506.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick, because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
It's no secret, the world feels unpredictable lately. And one thing will never change, Hoblet's mission to nuke high prices. Right now, and only at Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland, you can get 4.99% financing for up to 84 months on all new vehicles in stock, and keep every factory rebate you qualify for when you finance with Hoblet's preferred lender. That's 4.99% financing, and you keep all the factory rebates you qualify for. Not one or the other like the other dealers are offering. And this can't last long, so shop now at HobletDodge.com.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, and now, unbeatable interest rates. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. 4.99% APR available on select new vehicles in stock while supplies last. Pricing and savings may vary based on model and trim. Financing on approved credit through Hoblet Preferred Lender. For well-qualified buyers, $60,000 max finance, approximately $14.14 per thousand borrowed. Residency restrictions and lender membership requirements may apply. See dealer for details.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, Jay, we got a situation here. It's sensitive. I know with your many years of experience in broadcasting and in matters related to public relations, you probably have some good advice here, but this is something we probably want to, keep close to the vest here. It appears that Mr. Stiles just injured himself playing Papa Shop. I don't know how did we just pretend that didn't happen?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
No, it's just
public forum.
It's just fatigue. It's just
muscle
fatigue /
I think he
soreness.
needs like a rotor cuff surgery or something.
Got to go over to across the. He's got to do the Christian McCaffrey.
Maybe, or at least go see Dr. Job.
I need the plasma. I need the Plasy.
Yeah, you up here talking about folks on e-bikes all day.
No, but see, that's because this body was built on real bikes and realness. Jay,
he was shooting, and he I'm tired, which I know. Okay, that can happen. And then he just and he grabs his left shoulder. And he's doing some kind of weird stretches. It doesn't look good.
I'm just working it out,
Stiffened
Jay.
up on you, brother?
Yeah, I'll be all right.
All right, well, that doesn't leave this room, fellas.
Right.
That doesn't leave this room.
Just between the three of us.
It's on the injury report.
What part of the shoulder is
oh man,
front of the shoulder,
it goes
the
way
top?
back, fellas. It goes because I used to be sitting about 90 plus.
Oh, throwing injury?
Yeah, I got to if I don't stretch properly. Remember this one?
Yep.
Get it up top. I'll be fine.
Remember, Alan, we don't throw to warm up. We warm up to throw.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that. See, I came in here. I went about 4 rounds without stretching, so that'll get you. It's just fatigue.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's just
It looked bad. I mean, it looked like it really grabbed on you there.
It's just called tired arm.
You literally were doubled over.
I just was catching a breather.
Okay.
Yeah, which kids don't have to do now on e-bikes.
It may also have been too, Jay, and I know he's put up some pretty good numbers today. Not Ledbetter-esque, mind you, but pretty good. And then I looked over, he realizes, the show's starting. So, miss. And the next thing you know, my shoulder. So that might have been part of it, too.
No, that was my favorite, though. If you're the infielder, right, if the shortstop.
Now you're talking about Jay, so be careful.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Now, you might be going where I might be going.
No, if the shortstop made an error, they would look at their
The
glove.
glove? It got me. I hated it.
Or after they made a bad throw, let me just stretch this out a little bit.
I didn't see that too much, but I saw a lot of the looking at the glove. No, it wasn't a glove fall, fella.
There's no hole in there.
Yeah, Did I ever tell the story about my bad?
I don't think
I ever told you that, Whitey? So
I'm not sure.
I think this was in high school, and it was in summer, if I'm not mistaken. It was probably like post 61 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing on scout team. If you're not familiar with scout team is basically you connect to an organization in the league and you play under the guidance of their whatever minor league system. They, it's just basically they want to start attaching themselves to your name, right? So I was playing for the Tampa Rays scout team. It had to be going to my senior year in high school, and we're taking infield, and one of the guys that was at the same position messed up 2 or 3 times, and he kept saying, my bad. My bad, coach. My bad. So he said it about 5 times in a row. And so the coach who was hitting fungo dropped the bat, walked out, and he said, listen, if you say my bad one more time, you're getting ready to get off my field. Everybody on the field knows it's your bad. We don't need you to tell us you're bad. Next week, we're going to the game. He makes a mistake. The coach calls timeout. Excuse me, we got timeout.
Yeah.
He's not even the pitching coach. He's the infield coach. He's a bench coach. Walks out to the mound, calls everybody in, and he says, "Hey, yo, my bad for putting you there," and walks off the field, and everybody just dies. Like, my bad. I shouldn't even put you there. That's my bad. And literally walking back into the dugout. Wow. And they commenced to take him out at the end of the inning.
And it turned out that player was Evan Longoria.
Yeah. So, you know, it happens. We all make mistakes.
Did you get to wear any kind of Tampa Bay hat or anything?
Yeah. It was the Devil Rays at the time,
That's
too.
what I was wondering, yeah.
Yeah, we had like all white for home, of course, right?
So
then
who did
you have the
play?
Blue, the purple. Say it again?
What teams did you play?
On the West Coast, I think we played like the Royals.
Oh, okay.
Tigers.
Other scout teams?
Other scout teams, yeah. Tigers, Royals, the organizations that had major scouting out in this area. So, you know, to each zone, you send certain scouts to, you know, different parts across the world. And a lot of times teams scout certain places a little heavier. We're in California, Northern California, Bay Area. So tons of scouts out this way, right?
Yeah. So
the Mets.
Did you get a per diem or anything? Or?
No, actually, because you couldn't get paid.
You couldn't get that.
Yeah, Shooty Babbitt was one of for the Mets.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, he was a scout. Yeah, Shooty Babbitt was a Mets scout at one time.
Shooty sized me up one day.
Did he?
I'm just walking around and he goes, "Hey, you're in pretty good shape." So,
you
recognized the talent. He's a scout. He recognized the talent. Hey, even though I was nowhere near a diamond.
Oh, I was just double checking.
Yeah.
Just double checking.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
Why you sizing up Stretchy B like that, man?
I know. I'm just double checking what the context was.
Yeah, it was like I think it was outside the Coliseum or something. And he can't help it. He's a scout. When he sees talent,
yeah,
you know, bing, 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 bing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, hey, you look like you got something there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right.
Sign you up for NABA or something.
Yeah.
Little adult baseball league.
I finally stopped getting those promotions, man.
The
NABA. Because I was getting the itch.
Were you?
A little bit.
Dude,
we gotta get you out of the Potters.
Yeah. I get it on taxi squad.
Yeah, maybe get you in for a few ABs or at least get your BP or something.
I'll get BP.
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave the yard. That's easy.
That's what it's all about now, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm up the middle. Well, I'm allowed to go up the middle, you know,
a wood bat league.
In a wood bat league.
Right.
Just not softball. Middle's open. Hey, middle's open.
I guess middle's open, huh?
Dang it, Alan. We told you. No, you didn't. You didn't tell me.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
Middle's
I
open.
didn't know that was a
Jay
thing.
knew.
I understand it, but I didn't
sure.
realize it.
Jay knew. Middle's
when did
open.
that start?
It was open. Before my time of playing softball, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Middle's
now,
open.
There's certain leagues you can't even go up the middle. Like during league nights, you better not. They call it a halo rule.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
It's not.
You
start a
Mr.
fight.
Styles.
Yeah.
Alan is going to come back and tell us why he is so proud of your Sacramento Kings. Also, the league this week had a general managers meeting, and they talked about some of these tanking things, and we're not going to go do a deep dive on these numbers and those numbers, but apparently they went in thinking one thing and came out thinking something else about lottery reform, and we'll share that with you when we come right back. So don't go away. Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
The Bedroom Collection sale is on at Scandinavian Designs. For a limited time, shop dreamy deals on all bedroom furniture, including beds, dressers, nightstands, and more. This is your chance to splurge on a new piece or upgrade your entire sleep space with a fresh, modern look. Stop by one of our local showrooms or shop online at ScandinavianDesigns.com. Scandinavian Designs. We make it simple. You make it home.
Contractors, remodelers, you now have a great supplier to assist you with your next project. Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento. They are Northern California's best kitchen and bathroom remodeling supply store. Anova has the latest cabinet styles, a great selection of countertops, flooring, bathroom fixtures, and more. Visit their website, InnovaCabinetStone.com. Take advantage of their grand opening special, a $750 in-store credit. Stop by today, Innova Cabinet & Stone in Sacramento.
A's fans, the 2026 season is coming fast, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season packed with theme days, giveaways, and firework nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
With Popeye's new $6 faves menu, you can get this 3-piece chicken, this 3-piece tenders, this chicken sandwich, or these 2 regular sides for just $6 a piece. I know you can't see what I see, but trust me, those bold Louisiana flavors look so good, you might just have to get them all. Now there's an idea.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Terms apply.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Get it in the app. Participation may vary.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
Here's the NBA statement on their investigation into what the Kings were suspected of doing. The NBA has completed an investigation of the Kings and Coach Doug Christie's decision to foul intentionally late in the team's game against Golden State April 7th. The league's investigation determined that Christie mistakenly believed that the Warriors were not in the penalty and therefore instructed his team to foul in an attempt to stop the clock and utilize one of the team's remaining timeouts. The investigation found that Christie made no intentional effort to give the Warriors a shooting foul or to cause the Kings to lose the game, end quote. Investigation. They called up Scott and or Doug. It's like, yeah, here's what happened. Okay, thanks for telling us. Investigation closed.
Case closed.
Yeah.
They were looking for something.
I do understand why the league had to do something because the outrage was so overblown and so widespread. I understand why the league had to address it. I just wish somebody would just come out and say, you're all stupid. That's not what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, well, hey, it's better than this thing ending in a different way. So we can all move forward.
Yeah. If you can find that, Jay, let me know. I know we have Doug from practice today in there somewhere. But I know you said yesterday, and we didn't circle back to it until now, you're proud of the Kings and the way they're handling all this?
Yeah, something hit me as we get closer to the season, and it's been a tough one.
Can we hear Doug first?
Sure.
Okay. Doug Christie today addressing the NBA's investigation.
Why don't you describe to us what went through your head in that moment?
In which moment?
In the moment where you called the timeout.
Well, I should have called the timeout actually to play before that when it was 3:49 on the clock, but doing the math, that's 24 and 24 is 48. Figured we would go get a quick shot, and then I'd still be able to use the timeout. I wanted to give our guys rest, but at the same time, didn't want to waste the timeout. So we went down, the clock kind of dragged on, and the ball went out of bounds after we scored the bucket, and they kind of let it drag for 5 seconds or so it started getting low. So I still wanted to get it. Didn't realize that they were in the penalty. looked across the court, though, and seen, who we would have fouled, but they had their two best players getting ready to do a pick and roll. So just told Doug to foul. Should have told him who to foul, but he fouled, and, not a big deal. I still got the timeout in that moment, learned a couple valuable lessons. One, under 4 minutes, just call your timeout and do what you need to do. Also, make sure that I'm checking before I say foul and make sure that those guys aren't in the bonus. But, basketball is all about learning.
Cool. And it's a use it or lose it situation there, right? With the timeout.
And we've lost it before. And, had I known that they were in the bonus, we would have lost it then. But, he did miss a free throw.
My bad.
Yeah. I think there's one element of that hasn't been talked about enough. And he said, I wanted to give the guys a rest because he did have a group of 5 that hadn't played a lot together, and they were on the floor for a long stretch, and he wanted to keep them on the floor. So, yeah, it wasn't just a drop of play, which he did and was successful, but those 5, which was McDermott, Precious, Neek, and Killian Hayes and Cardwell, they were on the floor for a long time. They were playing well. So anyway, Alan, there you go. And you're proud of your kids.
I am, but you know what, Whitey? I think I want to pull another option route, and I want to talk about how I'm proud of the Kings, obviously, before we're done here. But I just saw a tweet that I think we should get to.
Yes.
Because this is a guy, I think he's at the Volume. Yeah, his I guess show is Nerd Session, Sports Super Nerds, and his name is Carson Breber. And he says 5 hours ago, DeMar De Rozan only needs to average 18 points per game for another 105 games to surpass Shaq in career points and enter the all-time top 10. I find this deeply disturbing. That's what he said. And I guess, guys, my best guess is, I don't know, the longevity of players and how, Shaq was obviously Shaq and DeMar De Rozan might not be viewed like that, and how he could pretty easily pass Shaq. So he says that 5 hours ago. DeMar, who doesn't tweet often, DeMar actually saw this.
Careful.
I'll be very careful. DeMar saw this, and he responds to Carson Breber and says, disturbing, ! Bleep that mean, with a question mark. Who the hell is you to have an opinion on somebody's career? Clown. That's how DeMar responds.
Mm-hmm.
Carson claps back and quote tweets DeMar and says, I think it's weird that your teams have been better with you off the court for your entire career, and you are probably going to end up with more career points than Shaq. That's what it means. And then he posts, obviously he's from Nerd Sesh, so he posts a screenshot. Says, I wasn't even trying to hate, but come on, man. With the screenshot of DeMar's on-court and off-court numbers. And like you said, Whitey, you're going to be really careful here, but all I got to say is this. That is actual hating. That is actual hating. I'm not going to say... Hey. I have never seen anybody from Sacramento say anything like that. And I'm going to leave that there. But DeMar found it. And, these guys, they can find stuff these days. Clearly, Carson didn't tag DeMar. But yeah, Whitey, little spice, huh?
Mm-hmm.
DeMar not liking the disrespect on his career.
And I don't know. I'm not trying to be, who's this guy? Who is this guy again?
I think
Carson Breber?
So the Volume,
he's got over 30,000 followers.
Yeah, so the Volume, that's, Colin Cowherd's production company.
Okay.
So he's got his own shows. I think at one point the Draymond Green podcast was under Volume, but Colin has a bunch of shows under his. It's like they're all mini ringers these days. So this is Colin's version of the Ringer, and he found this kid, Carson Breber, and yeah, I'm assuming, like you said, 30K followers, decent following, 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. So they're guys, right? People listen to them. He's got some skin in the game, and like he said, I guess he didn't feel like he was trying to hate on DeMar. He just felt like, I don't know, maybe it's just an indictment on points don't really show how valuable you are, but he did it in a way that would catch fire, and it did, and DeMar found it.
Because I'm a shoo-in for Hate of the Year.
Yeah. Man. So that's some spice, Whitey.
It is.
This is what happens on your day off. Right? DeMar ain't got nothing going on today. He had time today, as the kids say.
There's clearly a lack of respect shown for what DeMar DeRozan has done and what he's had to go through to get to this point. I mean, to score, you can say, well, points alone are not that important as some other things. Okay, but at the same time, they do matter, and DeMar DeRozan has scored a ton of them.
Right.
What, 17th all-time now?
Yeah.
So that deserves respect, not disdain.
So, but here's the whole thing, though, guys. It turns into how you word something, and everybody's using AI these days, but you word something in a certain way to make it clickable. Saying you find something disturbing is a lot more clickable than, man, DeMar only needs 18 points per game over the next 105 games to pass Shaq and go top 10. That tells me that maybe points aren't as important as everybody makes it off. He could have said that, but DeMar probably doesn't respond there. He probably doesn't go viral there. Mm-hmm. So it's not necessarily the idea or anybody agreeing, or nobody's going to believe that DeMar is better than Shaq when he passes Shaq. So what is the disturbing part about it?
Yeah, that's a great point. And by the way, I misspoke. DeMar's now 18th.
Okay.
Yeah. With well, actually, that would be NBA, ABA. NBA, he's 16th. So NBA, ABA, anyway. NBA, he's 16th. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now that he passed Oscar Robertson. Yeah, there's just a better way to say that. Yeah. A more respectful way to say that. Right. And someone who has done what DeMar DeRozan has done definitely deserves more respect than he got in that tweet.
Yes.
From your boy.
Not my
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, not Breber. Carson Bieber.
I know, I'm kidding.
We'll make a call. What do you mean by that, Carson? What do you mean by that? But yeah, I'm going to talk about how proud I am of the Kings, but I saw that come through, Whitey, and I had to get that to you because DeMar dropping F-bombs, and clearly it just goes with a lot of the themes of this season and how respected.
It does, because it's another weird stray that the Kings are catching.
Right. And even, when we had Draper on, when he was in the building promoting one of his things that he promotes, Draper was talking about how when DeMar first came on the squad, some people were saying DeMar should come off the bench. And I let Draper rock in that moment because we didn't have a lot of time and he had to, promote some stuff. But the reality was the people that were talking about DeMar coming off the bench, that wasn't Sacramento media. That was national media. That was the legend of winning dude and guys like that. So the disrespect that has come from Kings fans has been separate because that's a connection to, and I use the word disrespect loosely, that's a connection to we just want a top pick because we want our team to be good. Some of the other stuff that you're seeing or that gets brought up, that is not, under the guise of you're a Kings fan and you just want the team to be good. That's just straight up disrespect. And that's what we saw when they were talking about DeMar coming off the bench and now just a shot at DeMar for playing a long time, I guess, for longevity. So, yeah, there's different levels to the hating, if you will, that we've seen this season. And I know Kings fans, their level of hating, it's all because we just trying to be relevant, man. That's all it is. We just trying to put ourselves in the best position. And a lot of people don't seem to know how probabilities work, Whitey.
By the way, James Harden is 9th all-time in scoring, and Carmelo Anthony's 11th.
So what's he going
to – I don't know what their plus-minuses are.
Yeah, Carson.
I don't know.
Carson. But he's not – he had to double back with the plus-minus. That's not what he led with, or the on-court,
off-court. But he said that's what he meant.
That's what. Well, he said, what I mean is that teams are better with you. Your teams are better with you. So he actually got more disrespectful once he saw, DeMar responded, let me cook here. That's the e-bike generation, fellas.
Oh, really?
I'm going to find out he's a millennial. That's the e-bike generation.
This season's almost over, ain't it?
Almost.
Anthony Slater joins us with more and all that when we come right back. Don't go away. Drive, guys.
Stay up to date on Sacramento sports. Join the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger, Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope, it's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Line dancing live DJs, Mechanical Bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with N&S Tractor and Case Construction and Courtyard by Marriott Sacramento Cal Expo. More info at CITVFest.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
When life calls for a little extra, a kitchen upgrade, paying off debt, or that dream vacation, Valley Strong Credit Union is here to help. With a Valley Strong home equity loan, you can tap into your home's value with competitive rates, flexible terms, and local guidance you can trust. Get approved in as little as 5 minutes, with funding in as few as 5 days. Your goals are within reach. Visit valleystrong.com to get your offer today. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 456506.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, April 11th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Well, this ought to be fun. We've talked to Anthony Slater many times about many things. One thing we haven't talked to him about at all is Anthony Slater and Alan Stiles, the early days.
Oh, yeah. Me and Anthony Slater, yeah, that's the guy. We go back.
Uh-huh.
We go back.
Was this Sonoma State?
Sonoma State, and you know what? If I'm be honest with you, I told you that he was really good friends with the roommate that you get randomly selected.
Yeah.
So, Anthony, I know you remember this. We might have even talked about it on the air before. So they were hoopers, right?
Okay.
Me and my buddy, we were baseball players. So, we start talking trash to each other. And my roommate and Anthony, they say, okay, well, let's go twos.
Ooh.
And we got money on the line.
Yeah.
Or cheese on the line. So my buddy was a bigger Tongan guy, and my roommate was like 6'4". So I'm checked up on Slater. And Slater is one of those, let me get you in the post type guys, and I don't really like all that. And he was disrespecting the jump shot, and I did not have the jump shot that day. Slater and my roommate, his buddy, they win. And my buddy, my teammate, he was so mad. Alan, if you had made some jump shots, we shouldn't have lost that game.
Anthony Slater, ESPN NBA insider. Is that the way you remember it, Anthony?
This feels like 19 lifetimes ago. I think I might have retired that day later after that W.
Well, you went up on top, man.
Exactly. He sent me to retirement. I kind of remember that. I do. I remember playing intramurals. I remember that. Yeah, those Sonoma State days.
Yeah. Well, Anthony, I
was going to ask him to give us an NBA comp for you, but we probably shouldn't go there, huh?
He wouldn't remember.
That's a good question. Like scoring guard, Cam Thomas. How about that?
No, come on, man. We don't got to go there, Slater. Cam Thomas. Hey, how about this? Cam Thomas the first 2 weeks on the Bucks.
Okay.
Where everybody thought he saved the Bucks. That's what we'll go with.
Slater, I told you this was going to be fun.
That's right. Anthony, let's start here. Do you think that we've been talking about brands a lot. Do you think that the league would have started an investigation if Draymond doesn't get on his kind of soapbox media mogul thing about it? Because the Warriors, they had that weird game against the Nets where the Nets thought they were going to get fouled, and even Steph and Al Horford were laughing about it. But, nobody said anything after the game. We've seen the Warriors on two sides of the whole politicking thing. How much of this investigation goes down if Draymond doesn't say anything?
Probably none of it, to be honest. I mean, and blame me. I probably doesn't happen if I don't, rope him into that conversation because I'm doing a tanking story the next morning and I'm using his quote. Which, by the way, I liked his quote on this. They should find teams more. I agree with that as a strategy that I think Adam Silver has underused at times this season when some of the more egregious stuff has happened. They've only fined 2 teams. Obviously, he, drags the Kings into it with the insinuation that. It was that move was done. But, to be honest, the investigation was pretty simple. It clearly wasn't. I mean, we can get into the grittier details of why it was just a coaching mistake and not a intentional tank tactic. But, yeah, I mean, the discourse on a daily basis in the league drives a lot of stuff. And Draymond Green is at the forefront of, his voice carries a ton of weight. That's why I asked him questions like that, because he gives typically great, detailed, honest answers. And yet, that's a whining way to say, yeah, you're correct. If he doesn't say that, I don't think it happens.
Wow. You kind of touched on this, Anthony, but I was going to ask, why do you think the NBA fined the Jazz and the Pacers, and then as the tanking has continued and in some cases gotten much more blatant, he's chosen to do nothing?
Yeah, I mean, 2 things. Number one, it's kind of been their trend, right? Remember, flopping technicals are going to be a big thing. And for 2 weeks, people are getting ding for flopping technicals, and then it stopped. It feels like that's kind of a trend. They implement these new rules and then punish quickly early on and believe that's going to dissuade people from doing it, and then they don't kind of follow through on it. So I think it's a little of that. And then, it got so bad this year, so loud, so many teams for such a long period of time. I do think they, instead of focusing on punishing teams, they then try to come up with all these solutions that they're going to implement this summer. They're obviously going to have this vote in late May, and there's going to be some form of change in lottery odds that they think is going to help. I think they just kind of started to focus on the long-term solution than the day-to-day fining. But again, I do think you start just slapping people on the wrist, in lucrative ways, or even saying, hey, this is so bad, we're going to put your pick now at the end of the first round. That's a way to de-incentivize people without actually having to change the lottery odds with this math equation that they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Slates, so I saw on the injury report, Steph doesn't look like he's playing tonight against the Lakers. So what's going on here? They're saving Steph for the real rivalry game tomorrow night?
They want Steph out there in case anybody wants to come over and foul him and test him under the line, Sorry. Yeah, I mean, look, they were always going to sit him on one side of his back-to-back, right? I mean, he's coming off this 27-game absence for this overuse knee injury, and my expectation was he was going to play tonight at home, sit the Sacramento game. He was questionable up until late morning today. They just opted to sit him tonight. I'd expect him to play tomorrow. We'll hear for sure on that probably in an hour or two from Steve Kerr. But they need to crank his minutes up. They need to get him over 30. So it sounds like he's going to play Friday, play Sunday, and then, their season's on the line next Wednesday. It's a weird situation where none of their games, their last 20 games of the season have mattered. They've mostly because of this tanking epidemic, nobody below them is trying to chase them. Yeah. So they can just lose and lose and lose and lose, and they just sit in the 10th seed. But then come next Wednesday, it's March Madness, 2 road game eliminations they got to go through. So they're just trying to get Steph as physically ready as possible for that game.
Slates, let me ask you a kind of a prickly one. We know that Doug Christie is still in the process. He's being evaluated by Scott Perry. Scott Perry has told us that. And now Doug Christie had to go in front of the media today and explain his mistake, and mistakes happen. But how big of a mistake is that? How do you think the league looks at that? Is that something that in any way might impact his potential future here with the Kings? The fact that he had to come out and say, yeah, I fouled there. I didn't realize that we were in the penalty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, the league's not making a decision on his future. Scott Perry is. Right. And you'd have to ask Scott Perry if that one mistake, which, by the way, wasn't even really that detrimental. Seth Curry makes one of 2. They go to the timeout. You drop something for Doug McDermott. Doug McDermott nails a corner 3. So, like honestly, like I said, it was loud and it was probably, embarrassing to a degree. But there's been, remember Eric Spoelstra a couple of years ago? It might have been this year or the year before. He called timeout when he didn't have one, and he gave, I think it was the Pistons, a free throw. Yeah. On technical with 2 seconds left in the tie game, completely lost them the game. Was almost in tears talking about it post game. I've just used that as an example of coaching mistakes. There's a lot of high profile, at times simple coaching mistakes. They're a lot more detrimental than the Christie one. I think the decision on Doug Christie shouldn't be impacted by that one simple, I thought we had a foul to give and didn't type scenario. Do you think Doug Christie is still the coach of the future? Do you want him coaching the team next season? He's, that's something Scott Perry's going to have to decide probably in the next week. Maybe he already has his mind up. I don't know the answer to that. But I think the answer, one way or the other, will probably come by, middle to late next week after the season's done, exit interviews and all that.
Slates, we saw this a couple, years back where there was a lot of contracts being put out, and they were just ridiculous contracts, right? Now, all these years later, you look at a Domantas Sabonis contract. Trae Young went for a bag of Ritz crackers. Is it just a situation where certain teams are stuck with these kind of albatross contracts as the league has transformed a bit, and now the value is bad, even though the player didn't change at all? Because when we hear that, at this point in time, the Kings might have to just move off of Domantas Sabonis for some expiring contracts, when just last season I was arguing with the Drive guys about Desmond Bane and how much the Grizzlies got back for him. How did this thing go so wrong with some of these contracts, specifically Domantas Sabonis?
Well, in the apron era, I think, to your point, it's just readjusted how teams believe they need to build rosters, and I think that mostly affected the number 2, number 3 type, fringe all-star-y type that got the max, right? Guys who, if he is your second or third best player, you're still not really a realistic title contender. Those guys now suddenly to the NBA general manager world feel overpaid, and they're far less appealing from a value standpoint. And that, so Sabonis is obviously in that realm. I think Levine, even before the apron era, was viewed as kind of a negative value contract. But that's just to me, it's the system is kind of flushing those deals a little bit out. And I'm sure, once those guys then go back into free agency, they'll sign more reasonable deals. But sometimes you just, I think the Bane deal, the Magic just were desperate at a time and needed a specific type of player, and Memphis struck early on that deal. I'm not sure if the Magic put him back on the market this summer, they would get anything nearly like that. So it's probably case by case. I think, Levine is going to be a lot easier to sell to teams potentially this summer on an expiring deal than he was when he had 1.5 years left, and Sabonis will have 2 years left. The later it gets in these contracts, the more appetizing it can be on the market.
Anthony Slater with us, and obviously, Slate's the quotes in your story about tanking from Draymond generated the most attention in the short term, but it is a really fascinating piece. And one of the things that you have in there is a quote from a former GM who says, tanking is bad for young players. I mean, we saw OKC tank and win a championship. Detroit tanked over many years, and look where they are. Is it fair to say that not all GMs agree with that notion?
Yeah, I think that I think it depends on kind of how you do it. I use the example. I put that quote in a part of the story that was, I was relating it to this Wizards game against the Warriors where, and the Warriors have been very tough, as the Kings saw the other night. They've been tough matchup for teams that want to lose this time of year because they are not necessarily, they're trying to win, but their roster is basically, equivalent to a tanking team. So these teams are having a tough time losing. So they go to these really kind of wild lineups late in games. In this Wizards game I'm talking about, they just let Alex Sarr, former number 2 overall pick, just foul out in the third quarter. He just commits 4 fouls in like a 4-minute stretch with no consequence, no getting pulled, no like, hey, let's save you for the fourth quarter. Then the fourth quarter comes along and they have a 20-year-old and a 22-year-old, Bub Carrington and Bilal Coulibaly, and they just bench him in the fourth for G-leaguers and two-way guys, people that aren't really a part of their future, where, hey, you could get 12 minutes of crunch time here. You could face a Draymond, at least some type of championship-level atmosphere here, or at least winning type of NBA atmosphere here, and try to pull off a game on the road. Instead, they're playing all 12 minutes of these all-bench lineups that is done in a way to just strictly lose, and I think you're taking reps away from young guys, and then teaching habits at times, like, hey, Alex Sarr, whatever, just go foul. It doesn't matter. Take whatever shot you want. And I'm just using them as an example, but I think when you talk to people in the league, it's that type of stuff. When you are just creating an atmosphere and basically telling young guys, like, hey, winning doesn't really matter that much for these 2 months. It teaches them a lot about the business in a negative way that isn't, hey, winning is everything. You need to build winning habits. It's basically the opposite.
Well, with that being said, Slates, obviously you chatted with some GMs and those within the industry, and I don't know that specific teams come up in those conversations. And we've talked a lot about the Kings, how they've said, no, we don't want to embarrass ourselves. Is there any feeling throughout the NBA, I guess prior to a couple of nights ago, but was there any feeling when the Kings beat the Clippers and, you got the Raptors and Russell Westbrook and DeMar and they're letting them go as Kings fans are upset? Is there anybody in the NBA world saying, man, good for the Kings trying to fight through the tanking? Does anybody care on the other side of it?
Not really. I mean, look, you talk to 100 different people, you have 100 different opinions, and this is the reality. It's a very, complex, complicated issue that doesn't seem to have an easy solve because, it's not good that Kings fans are going to watch their team over the last month and root for them to lose, right? I'm sure even y'all as, followers are watching them in Toronto as they're taking down the Raptors being like, I'm not sure this is a good idea. But at the same time, it's like, that's not good that young players are thinking about that. So, to your question, sure, there's also grumbling, like, what are the Kings doing? If they would have just, leaned in harder, if they would have gone as wild as, the Jazz and Grizzlies who are signing these guys out of the G League that are on the bench in the G League and then playing them 42 minutes a night. And, if you're making sure DeMar De Rozan isn't playing against Utah and scoring 41, then maybe you have a guaranteed top 5 pick. You have the best lottery odds, entering, lottery night. That could be theoretically better for the long term of the franchise, but it's a balance they have to strike because of the system that's in place and how much it's being taken advantage of in this arms race of tanking this year. So I don't know. It's a challenge, but every team and situation is different. And everybody views it a little different.
Yeah, Anthony Slater with us. And Anthony, I'm a real student of the game's history, and I love reading and hearing stories about Wilt versus Russell and Alcindor versus Elvin Hayes and Magic Bird, of course, more recently. So that's why I'm so fascinated by these stories about you against Allen at Sonoma State. Yeah, so I'm just wondering because Allen and I have a lot of discussions here. And quite often, Allen will say defense doesn't matter. Do you remember, did he play a lick of defense in that game? I'm guessing he didn't, but I'm just curious.
There's a reason I said Cam Thomas. You know what I mean? Go look up Cam Thomas's career. Go watch some Brooklyn Nets highlights from early in the year as former Kings assistant Jordy Fernandez is just yanking him off the floor. I think Jordy Fernandez would not play Allen in crunch time.
I was a team defender. A team one-on-one. Either way, I need a rematch, man.
Maybe he was. I get the most optimistic way I could paint him is he could say he was like Jalen Brunson, right? Jalen Brunson will come and try to take a charge once in a while.
That's right.
Lefty could score it.
We're getting warmer now.
There you go.
I knew my
go.
guy Slates had my back. Come on.
Thank you, Slates. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, fellas.
Now we got there.
All right.
We got there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't really disagree with much there.
Well, I lost. You know?
So he's got some game, huh? He could play a little bit.
Yeah, but because...
You said he posted you up?
Yeah, he's got, I don't know, maybe 4 inches on me, something like that. But on the basketball court, I play taller, typically. So, I thought I was in... What's so funny?
Jay just made a funny face, that's all.
Well, that's not...
That's all.
So, I thought, you know what? I'm going to get him with the speed factor. I'm getting to the left a little bit, but he sagged off of me, because he knew the game. And then on defense, he had a little
could shoot. If he sags off you and you can
It just wasn't the day.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes my curveball's not snapping today. Well, the threes, they weren't falling, and I was pulling.
That happens sometimes, especially when you're playing outdoors, right?
We were inside.
Yeah. Oh. Well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have some NBA tanking lottery reform information here. But I promise we're not going to go down the rabbit hole of, if you shave off the odds for the top 8 teams this way. Mm-hmm. But this is what the NBA has been talking about this week, and this is all from a story by Kevin O'Connor at Yahoo. As we know, a few weeks ago, the league talked about 3 concepts for lottery reform. This week, during the NBA's general managers meetings, Kevin O'Connor says the most interesting thing about the call, they had a call about all this, it wasn't which concept they walked in favoring, it was which concept they walked out with. The favorite going in, here are a few numbers, but just a few. The favorite going into this meeting, according to Kevin O'Connor and his sources, was concept 1, which is 18 teams in the lottery. Bottom 10 teams have 8% chance. So 18 teams is bottom 10 that missed the play-in, plus the 8 play-in teams. And then you got the next 8 teams split 20% descending order, all 18 spots drawn as part of the lottery. So he says that's going in. That was like what everyone thought, this will probably be it. But then they went back and forth. They talk about this or that. And he says another person on the call offered, what if the bottom 3 teams just had slightly lower odds than the teams ranked 4 through 10? Not 0, just less. Sources on the call say Adam Silver liked that a lot. And the league is taking it into consideration for the official lottery reform proposal. Again, that's what if the bottom 3 teams had just slightly lower odds than the teams ranked 4 through 10, not 0, just a little less favorable. So
when you say
you don't want to be in the bottom because you actually are better off. Some say, now you just want teams to tank towards the middle. But this is apparently where it is and nothing's finalized.
So basically, you're telling me that Washington, Indiana, and Brooklyn would have worse odds.
Yes,
than
as
4
I
through
understand
10.
it. Also, I guess some people in the league are saying, well, we want 22 teams, not 18.
So, but here's my thing, though, and Slate's hit on this. There's the idea of the egregiously tanking. Then there are teams that are just bad. So, we see this thing.
And some teams are both.
Right, right. And we see this thing where I completely forgot about. You have the stuff that went away without anybody realizing. The flopping rule, unless they randomly call it on Moses Moody or Keon Ellis, and the challenging pass interference that was here for about 2 weeks. So, to Slater's point, you're trying to get rid of the egregious tanking. I get that. But if you do that, then the 3 teams that have the worst odds will actually just be the 3 worst teams. But you're giving them worse odds than teams that are better than them. Do you see what I'm saying? They're trying to stop the purposeful tanking.
Right.
But even if you stop that, then you're giving the 3 legitimate worst teams worse odds. Somebody has to be last.
That's the whole problem with, trying to discourage tanking. Some teams aren't tanking. That's the best they can do.
It just seems
so
like
you're
they
just
could
at cross purposes no matter what you do.
They should just put rules in, like Slate said. Hey, I don't know. If they really wanted to do this right, they would just flag stuff that looks ridiculous. If you signing, and I wouldn't put certain guys in this conversation. Like, I wouldn't put Daquan Plowden in this position or in this conversation, but some of the dudes that he's saying are playing for the Jazz right now or the Nets or whoever, just invest. If you just have to put in the work and not half it.
Yeah,
hey,
but
this dude has been playing 5 minutes on G League. You cannot bring him up and run him 12 minutes. Like, that you need to get fined for that.
Sure, but the devil's in the details, and if you were going to actually try to implement that, it would come down to, okay, how do we make that determination? As you said, well, I wouldn't say Daquan Plowden, and I agree. Then who would you say, and how do you make that distinction? And that's where you end up chasing your tail. It's like, it's common sense. Well, then it comes down to this guy has a sore knee. Well, we need to examine him. Yeah, my knee's sore. Okay, I guess it is.
Yeah, maybe it's just better how it is.
I don't know. I would go back either to the old days where you just do inverse order, the wheel. Bring out the wheel. Everybody, you rotate. When everybody's going to get the first pick at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring out the wheel.
You can even work the lottery. I don't know why they're not doing that, because they had said we're going to just remove all incentive for tanking, and clearly you're not really doing that.
Yeah, it's... And again, I saw this thing about 2027 draft again. Worst draft. They're really low on this draft. So, and I saw in that same kind of report, teams are going to be looking to flip those 2027 picks. So they don't even want those picks, Whitey. They don't even want 2027
we'll take
picks.
them, right?
They're gonna, I want them. Trust me, this is where I do my best work. Bad drafts, that's where I really overthink everything.
I mean, if you're rebuilding and you're not sure where you're going to be next year in the draft, we'll take some of those 2027 picks.
Right. Every draft has a guy. Just got to find him.
Did you see that the Hawks apparently have just kind of benched Reece Sachet?
Bring him. 6, 8,
sure?
6, 9. Bring them.
They're good now, and they're saying, sit down, kid.
Do you think the Hawks would trade? Let's assume they're back in the playoff picture, right, next season. You think they would trade or would you do this if you were the Kings? Probably not. But
I'm
you think
thinking
they would trade
no. I don't even know what it is, but I'm thinking nope.
I'm saying if they were sitting at like 19, the Hawks were, would you just take Reece Sachet and give them 19 for 2027 and take Reece Sachet?
I'd have to look at it more closely, but off the top of my head, I'd say nope. No, thank you.
2020 bad draft?
Better.
Man, what happened to this kid?
Let me pick somebody who plays the way I want my guys to play.
We don't know that. I've never seen the kid play, really. He just be on the bench.
You can't. No one's seen him play because he's sitting down all the time.
Reece Sachet? For the
better than the guy you liked.
Tejan?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Tejan, he still has some time. Give me I got the 26th pick. Here, take the 26. Give me Reece Sachet.
I know I've said this before, but I'm truly fascinated to see how the lottery reform impacts what the Kings want to do.
We're going to find out soon.
It's pretty clear their idea going in. I mean, they didn't actually say this, but it was implied and it was stated through back channels. Yeah, it's going to be a longer rebuild, which means, you tank for a number of years. That's how you do that. Now that might not net you anything. So what do you do?
It's going to feel like, what did Slater say 19 lifetimes ago? Like from our 2-on-2 competition.
Whitey Gleason, Jay Johnson, and Cam Thomas.
You said Jalen Brunson.
Oh.
Yeah, he did.
That's after you almost bent his arm back 8 ways.
You said,
Cam Thomas is Cam Thomas.
Look, Jalen
you like
Brunson.
Cam Thomas too, don't you?
Nah, I never said that.
Do you like Cam Thomas?
He's fine. I think he's misunderstood. Isaiah Thomas, the pizza guy, 5'9", lefty, like that. It's right there for you guys. It's right there.
All right. Alan is going to share with us. You're going to tell us why you're proud of your Kings?
I can't wait. I've been waiting for this all day.
Yeah, we all have. It's next, Sactown Sports. The wait's almost over.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for the Declaration of Deals sales event?
There's no better time to upgrade to a new 2026 Ram 1500 Crew Cab with some of the best fuel economy numbers in the segment. Right now, you can save up to $15,000 off MSRP and get 2.9% APR with no payments for 90 days.
Wow, that's like savings on savings on savings.
The price of gas has people rethinking what they're driving, and Ram's up to 25 MPG is a win. Plus, thousands in savings with 2.9% interest. Now really is the best time to buy a new Ram truck.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. 15,000 total net savings includes dealer discount and factory rebates. Discounts may include 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance on eligible trade, 1,000 Hoblet business owner bonus with proof of ownership, and 500 on-the-job upfit with eligible upfit. 2.9% financing for 72 months through Stellantis for well-qualified buyers. $15.15 per thousand borrowed. Deferred payments available on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. Cannot be combined with certain incentives. Excludes Ram 1500 ROH and Tungsten models. 25 MPG based on EPA published rating. See dealer for details.
Your business moves fast. Your bank should keep up. At Valley Strong Credit Union, business banking is built for momentum with tools that help you manage cash flow, streamline payments, and fuel growth. Right now, there's never been a better time to switch. Open a new Valley Strong business account and get 3 months of business banking products and services free, up to $750 in value to power your next big move. Because when your business runs stronger, the whole Valley does too. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your business, grow your future at valleystrong.com/business.
The Bedroom Collection sale is on at Scandinavian Designs. For a limited time, shop dreamy deals on all bedroom furniture, including beds, dressers, nightstands, and more. This is your chance to splurge on a new piece or upgrade your entire sleep space with a fresh, modern look. Stop by one of our local showrooms or shop online at ScandinavianDesigns.com. Scandinavian Designs. We make it simple. You make it home.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, April 11th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
Yeah.
There's always more Kings talk to discuss.
And we've got you covered. It's The Drive, guys.
We just talked to Anthony Slater. Anthony Slater, of course, used to cover the Thunder. Alan, how close are the Thunder to being an all-time great team? Only the sixth team with a 3-season streak as a top playoff seed since the NBA went to the 16-team playoff format in 83-84. If they win another one, which is a tall order.
Right.
But if they go back-to-back, having done that, it's like, that's a great team.
Well, it's one of those. Yeah, it's one of those things now where going back-to-back is probably should be viewed as what? The 3 championships and maybe even 4 championships before all this talk of, the CBA and the different aprons. So to do it in the apron era, I think should count for more. So they got to do it first.
Lot to be proud of if you're a Thunder fan, but Alan Stiles says he's proud of your Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, I was thinking about this, and we fell upon it yesterday, and I wanted to expand on it.
I was stunned when you said it.
Yeah, I wanted to expand on it because, Whitey, you look at where everybody sits right now, and there are some bad positions that the Kings could be in based on how this season went. And, of course, you can get decent odds. You never know what could happen. But based on how the Kings get talked about as far as national media is concerned and they got meddlers within their building and, they're not able to do things the right way. And how easy it does seem to be to get a 10 seed these days, or to be in the competition to get a 10 seed. I am proud of the Kings, even though we've dealt with the vets playing too much and why are you winning against the Raptors and the Clippers and all this stuff. It could have been way worse. And if things got out of hand and they saw that 10 seed and got that glimmer in their eye because, hey, the Heat just got into the playoffs through the 10 seed, they could have put themselves in a much worse situation as far as the lottery is concerned. So I am proud of the Kings for understanding what the situation was. They did do some Kangs-esque stuff, but that was covered under the idea that we want our young guys to experience winning. Anthony Slater wrote that article about how some GMs do think it matters, so it's not as if Scott Perry is on an island here. And now, I don't know if these GMs were willing to sacrifice draft position, but we don't know if the Kings actually sacrificed draft position, at least not yet. So this thing could have went in a lot of different ways. I heard Matt George say on his show, and we've kind of alluded to it too, hey, if the Raptors did trade for Domantas Sabonis, there's a thought that maybe he'd still be playing. We don't know that, but you have that situation. You have the Zach LaVine situation, all this stuff that we don't want to assume what coulda, woulda, shoulda happened.
Shouldn't do
but
that.
It's just a human part of it as well when you see that this team is legitimately playing for nothing. And they could have had a conversation. They could have, quote unquote, went for it, very similar to what they did last season when they made the De'Aaron Fox trade and tried to go for something. I still don't know what they were going for, but they were going for some version of a playoff position, and they said, no, we're not doing it. We're not going to force anybody out there to continue to try to play. We could even bring up Keegan Murray in that conversation. We're not going to force anybody out there. We're just going to ride with what we have. And hey, if DeMar wants to go off every so often, or Russ wants to go off ever so often, they've essentially shut down Russ. So I do think they deserve a little golf clap for knowing their role and acting accordingly. Was it perfect? No. I mean, think about what the Kings have done these last couple seasons, just fighting for that play-in spot. And now fast forward a year or two later where Kings fans are upset that Precious Achiuwa went off for a game. You would have thought, based on what we'd seen in the past, no. This Kings team sees a Warriors team with 37 wins, and they think, man, think about it like this. We had 21 wins, and we weren't even trying since November. We could have easily had 37, be fighting for the 10 seed.
Yeah.
And if they went in that direction, it could have blown this whole thing up. Now, we don't know how the odds are going to stack up and how things are going to end, but I wanted to give kudos to the Kings for the most part understanding the situation and knowing what the reaction should be.
I think the most encouraging aspect of that, from the standpoint of somebody who's been rooting and supporting for the Kings for a long time, is just sticking with the plan. And that's why I would be surprised if, and I hope they don't, adopt your beloved hybrid rebuild, which, again, I know you haven't said they should do, but if they were to do that next year, if they were to decide after this year, that's enough rebuilding, let's make another run at the play-in spot or better next year, I think that would be disastrous, and I don't think they're going to do that.
Right. And look, this does not excuse the idea that you and I go back and forth with going into the season. Were they planning on tanking? Did they think that this roster was so bad it was going to happen anyway, organically? Or did they actually think they were going to try to figure this thing out and they were going to be the Phoenix Suns or something like that? That doesn't really matter, because the reality is they recognized that it wasn't going to be that, and they reacted and they didn't fight it. Last season when they traded De'Aaron Fox, they fought it. That was Zach LaVine fighting what the conventional decisions should be. They did not do this year. And I guess now the conventional thought would be to do exactly what they just did. Hey, ethically, unethically, whatever you want to call it, we're going to run our young guys. We have one too many vets. Now, some of the vets are out now, and we're going to get to the end of the season. And I think Kings fans should just take a step back when you are upset about some of the games that they did win. Think about what we've seen the Kings do. This could have been way worse.
Well, it could be worse, and it is worse for a team like the Pelicans, who this year had no reason to tank. They traded away their pick, and they were trying to win this year. And right now, they're 26-54.
Right.
I mean, that's really
that's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Not even to go all the way there, Whitey. They could have been the Bulls, right? They could have easily had 30 wins, and they wouldn't have done anything, but they could have easily had 30 wins in an attempt to get to the 10 seed. And now, you can run it as many times as you want. The Bulls aren't moving at 9. They're essentially stuck at 9. So it could have been way worse. And I understand that a lot of us had our gripes based on some of the decisions that were made, but they understood the assignment and they acted accordingly. So I'm going to say that I'm proud of the Kings for doing that and not get hung up on some of the games. We're arguing about some very small percentage points at this point, where we could have been arguing about, man, the Kings had no business winning these games, and now they have 30 wins, and they're sitting there in the 9th spot with the Bulls.
Yeah, and if the Nets beat the Pacers tonight, the Kings, as you probably know, they would then be tied for that 3rd spot in the lottery.
Yeah.
And we're just getting ready to get underway in Brooklyn.
Well, I'll tell you, you know what? Where's the big screen? We're at a big screen. So, DeMar's still going, by the way. I just saw this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Carson responded when he said, I think it's weird that teams have been better without you.
Yeah, just tuning in.
Oh, yeah. Let me give the background. So, a podcaster from The Volume, a podcast network company, he said that DeMar De Rozan needs 18 points per game over the next 105 games to crack the top 10 and to pass Shaquille O'Neal. And he said, quote, I find that disturbing. Being a little tongue-in-cheek with disturbing. Well, DeMar found it.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. And DeMar found it and said, disturbing, exclamation point, question mark, F-bomb, that mean, who the hell is you to have an opinion on somebody's career? Clown, exclamation point. Carson then says, I think it's weird. Your teams have been better with you off the court your entire career, and you're probably going to end up with more career points than Shaq. That's what it means. DeMar recently responded at 3:32. Man, he got time today. What time they finish practice? DeMar says, and it's weird you live behind a computer, comma, dweeb, exclamation point.
Oh, clown and dweeb.
Clown. We got a clown and a dweeb. So, yeah. Yeah. Can I say it definitely hit a nerve for DeMar, and I think it would hit a nerve for any of us.
I wish he hadn't responded for his sake.
Yeah.
But maybe it's going to end up fine. To me, once you respond, easy for me to say, then it's almost like you're just you're giving more credence to whoever is.
Yeah, I mean, they need the clicks.
I know, Kevin Durant responds to like anybody. Yeah. He says anything.
But we expect that now.
Right.
We expect that now.
It took me a long time to understand. No, he actually likes that.
Oh, yeah.
It fuels him.
He's bored.
Yeah.
He's literally bored. But DeMar, I can, just based on how this season has gone, Whitey, and some of the accusations that have floated around, I completely understand why DeMar, that probably hit a chord for DeMar, and he wanted to respond. And he's well within his right to respond. If somebody has something to say about your career, you can stand on it.
Mm-hmm.
You can stand on it.
What is your guy saying? That he's supposed to like stand down, stop playing? I mean,
I don't know.
So disrespectful.
He's not my guy, but I don't know.
And it's fine that he's your guy.
I don't even know him.
The fact that DeMar has done what he's done, especially over the last couple of years, making something of these last 2 years in Sacramento that have been difficult for everybody, especially for him. And he's making something of it.
Yeah.
And then you have somebody go, but your own off is better. The teams are better without you, so I'm disturbed.
I definitely think this season has been a weird one for the narratives, simply because we didn't hear anything about when you have a stigma about not being a winning player, right? That's just a larger stigma that DeMar and Westbrook kind of have on different levels, for us to not hear anything about. It's almost like they should have purposely put out buyout rumors, even if it didn't end up happening, because at least it would have come off like, hey, they were trying to get on a winner. It didn't work out. They didn't want their role, whatever it is, because then people like your boy, Carson Breber, can say, well, they just wanted to sit and stack numbers, whereas we don't know really what happened. We don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm fascinated to see where DeMar ends up next year.
Me too.
What happens.
Yeah.
And Zach LaVine as well. And I know we just talked with Slates, and Slates seems to be on board with the idea that, hey, next year he's an expiring. It's going to be easier to trade him. And if you can't, then you get all that.
Get that cash flow.
Yeah. More on that when we come back. Also, a local legend has just announced his foray into media, his new foray. And much to Alan's surprise, we'll tell you why Alan is so surprised. And who's next? Who needs to be next with their own podcast or sports show? That's next on Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers! Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Spring is here, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings, plus get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Augusta National's 11th, 12th, and 13th holes are called Amen Corner, attributed as writer Herbert Warren Wind christened it such in describing the way Arnold Palmer had played those holes in a somewhat miraculous manner. Heavy rains in 1958 prompted a local rule allowing a lift and drop for an embedded ball. When Palmer hit his ball over the 12th green and the ball embedded, the official and Palmer agreed that the ball should be played as it lay, but that Palmer could play a second ball, which he dropped. He holed out for a 5 with the first ball and a 3 with the second. When he was playing 15, he was told his drop at 12 was proper, leading to his first Masters victory. Wynn's inspiration for Amen Corner came from a jazz record titled Shouting in Amen Corner. The center of the Bible manufacturing in the 1900s was in Lower New York City, which became a popular spot for sidewalk preachers to preach old-time religion. The many Amen shouts heard each day led to the term Amen Corner. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Growing your business? It's all about having the right team on the court. At Bank of Marin, we partner with businesses in the greater Sacramento area, delivering personalized service and local expertise to help you make a slam dunk. Whether it's customized lending or solutions to keep your business growing, you'll benefit from local decision making, expanding, acquiring additional assets, or building a lasting banking relationship. We're ready for tip-off. Bank of Marin, your local business bank. Visit us at bankofmarin.com. Member FDIC.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Alan Stiles is very surprised at this news today. It's the Drive Guys. By the way, before we get to that news, I want to let you know that the Pacers and the Nets are underway. The Nets are leading the Pacers 6-4. So here we go. The Nets can win that game. The Kings would move into a tie for one of the top 3 spots in the lottery. How'd you do, Alan? Yeah?
125.
125. Very nice. through that aching shoulder. Through that aching shoulder. He's paid a price.
Yep.
Did you hear the good news? The Nets are leading the Pacers now 8-5.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we wanted the Pacers to win.
No, we want the Nets to win. Because then the Nets
that's right. That's right.
Because if the Nets win, then they will have 21 wins.
That's
and then
right.
actually Brooklyn, Utah, and Sacramento would be tied.
That's right.
Yeah.
Come on. Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just looking at the lineups here. Never mind. We just did it a minute ago. I was like, wait, who? What?
I'm saying well, is my boy playing?
He is playing.
Grant Nelson?
Let's see. For the Pacers, Jalen Slauson starting up front for the
All
Pacers.
right.
Yeah. Jarris Walker, Micah Potter. Well done, Potter. Ethan Thompson and Quentin Jackson. And for the Nets, Malachi Smith, E.J. Liddell, Trevon Scott, Tyson Etienne, and Ben Saraf. Those are the starting lineups here. I'm not seeing your guy.
No, I don't see him either.
Yeah.
He's too good for this.
But anyway, Alan was surprised to hear, he's the one that shared this with us today, that Logan Webb has announced a new Sirius XM show.
Yeah, good for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, guys, this is what happens when you're one of the strongest brands in baseball. We don't have to dredge up that conversation. But I don't know that another player has anything like this. Mookie has the podcast via Bleacher Report, but Logan Webb is going to have this show.
From Rockland.
Yeah, Logan Webb from Rockland. And I know some fans might get a little bit queasy when you hear about the player podcast, but the other part about it is he's only doing it says literally in the press release, once or twice a month. And he's a starting pitcher. I actually think it would maybe bug me more if he was a position player, but he's a starting pitcher. He knows when he's going to throw.
You say that would bug you more.
No, it doesn't bug me.
This does bug you
some. No, it doesn't.
Well, that's what you said.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't bug me. I think it's awesome. I think it's great.
I hope it's live and not, hi, I'm Logan Webb. You know, where they record something in the dugout or something.
What I always say is this stuff, the live stuff or the current player stuff is always interesting when your team is playing well versus when your team isn't playing well. So him having to do the show, Giants are in the middle of a 4-game losing streak. He just got shelled versus him doing the show. Giants are playing well. Yeah, I do find it fascinating just because he, in the press release, it said, I'm going to have on, obviously, a lot of Giants teammates, things like that. So I guess, but I'm excited to kind of give everybody an inside look to the in season for a baseball team.
I'll be honest, I just wish it was Tony V.
You know what? You know where that was leading me as well is I don't know. I'm kind of worried about the transparency that the Giants are going to have on their operation. So you have Tony V who tells everything. Did you hear about the incident situation?
The incident situation? No, I don't think I
did. So
Tony
V was asked about, this was before they won yesterday.
Okay.
So it was after the first win against the Phillies.
They're hot as a pistol right now.
Yes. And he was asked about the team, and he was asked specifically about the Matt Chapman incident. Tony Vitello said, yeah, there's actually been
I didn't read the story, but I did see that he said, yeah, we've had 3 incidents.
And we were lucky enough to keep the other 2 from you guys. That's what he said.
Oh, is that what he said?
That's what he said. That's what he said. But then he told them about it. He didn't say what happened, but he said, we've had 3 incidents. And he said, they weren't big deals, whatever it is. So you have that, and now you have,
Why do you say that?
Yeah, I don't know who Logan Webb is going to be as a media figure.
You know that in the frontal lobe of your brain, that's where you have impulse control.
Yeah.
It's like there's a gate that, goes down when there's something. It's like beep, beep, and then, the things don't come out. His is malfunctioning, I think.
He likes to let people know.
You know what? We actually had 3. Oh, no. The gate didn't come down.
He likes to let people know. But with him saying, him being him, and now Logan Webb, and I don't know who Logan Webb is going to be as a media person. I do worry, all right, guys, is anything going to be kept in-house this season? Maybe it never was with Tony Vitello, but
we just don't know what kind of show it's going to be.
Yeah, we have no clue. And it's only, like I said, once or twice a month. It's not, I don't know what Draymond's cadence is these days. So good for Logan Webb, new media. Shout out. I got an open DM to Logan Webb right now to come on the show. So maybe we can swap. Hey, I'll do a hit. You do a hit. We can both kind of gain from it.
Yeah.
So I'll talk to Logan.
Right. How could he turn that down?
I think it's a fair trade.
I am surprised that, as you said, there aren't many of these and that he would be, there's nothing wrong with it. I would think there'd be names that are more out there that might be more likely to be the pioneers in this field.
Well, let's be honest, guys. Aaron Judge probably does not have any intention on doing it.
His would be really boring, I think.
They're trying to turn Paul Skeens into a media figure because he's so dang
Paul
good.
Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn.
He's in the same camp as Aaron Judge. They're just not very outgoing guys.
Speaking of Paul Skeens' place with the Pirates, what is going on with the Pirates and traffic cones? Have you heard about this?
No.
You haven't seen this? They have traffic cones in the dugout.
Okay.
Fans are bringing traffic cones to the games.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently what happened is Fanatics was making a Pirate T-shirt that was supposed to say, hoist the colors, okay?
Right.
And for some reason it came out, hoist the cone, and no one knows why. And a player on the Pirates said, that's fine, that's our new thing. So he brought a traffic cone, and now that's what they have when somebody hits a home run, and it's like they have the traffic cones, and the players say, yeah, the cones are directing us to first base. Around the ballpark, people are stealing traffic cones, and the city's having to come out and say, hey.
To take them to the ballpark?
Yes, I guess so. And the city's having to say, you can't just take traffic cones. But it's a thing in Pittsburgh, hoist the cone.
I don't know. I want to know how Fanatics keeps getting away with this. I feel like they have something every season. For NFL, they'll have something. MLB, they'll have something. NBA. But then they have all these Fanatics Fest and all these different parties and all this stuff going on. They confuse me so much. Is it just because they own so much of the business? Because it seems like they mess up all the time.
Yeah, but I do think in this case, somebody just made a mistake. And then to the Pirates' credit, they're like, all right, that's fine. But yeah, if you watch highlights, you'll see, and there's the fans with their traffic cones. And I was just looking at it going, what is that?
They need something like that.
Jay, who would you pick? Jay has been he's been a producer at the highest levels of radio. So they go to Jay and say, Jay, we'll give you the wherewithal to hire somebody in sports to start their own podcast, their own radio show. Who are you going after? Who are you hiring? Nobody's going to say no to Jay.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
People downstairs, they should be listening to that too.
They don't listen to this.
No, they don't. No. Yeah, they must not.
I'm kidding.
First one, Dylan Brooks.
Ooh, okay.
I think Dylan Brooks would, whatever he says, people dislike it. So he's like Draymond at this point, right?
Yeah.
So y'all know I'm going to get viewership, listenership. I know people going to tie in, get some love on that.
His girlfriend will be on there, right?
Oh, all of that's coming.
Yeah.
Come on, brother. What happened?
Yeah.
Next person, Jerry Jones.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm hollering at Jerry.
Yeah.
Yo, Jerry, just like Logan is doing twice a month. I'm going to just need you to do twice a week.
Well, I do my regular spots already on Dallas radio.
Yeah, but that's only 10 minutes.
All right, I'll do it.
15 minutes. That's right.
We need more.
The light.
I want me some glory hole.
Trying to think who else. I mean,
I got two.
Okay.
All right.
If I could.
Go ahead.
They're not really supposed to be together, but I would listen. I'd pay a lot of money to listen to a podcast done by Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini.
Oh, come on, Whitey. It's too soon, fella.
I would listen to that podcast, wouldn't you?
I don't know what to believe with that thing.
I wouldn't.
Because
you wouldn't listen to that podcast.
I would not.
That's boring.
I would not. Because I'm seeing pictures with just them. I'm seeing pictures with the guys from, who is it, Will Compton and that crew. They're also at the pool. I don't know if it's a Photoshop picture. I don't know.
Can't believe everything you see these days.
I don't believe it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she's getting roasted.
She is slow roasted.
But it's her quote. I mean, she got a lot of quotes about her hubby.
She does.
Yeah, that's the thing that's just sad.
If
People are going back and finding all these things she said about.
Oh my goodness!
Oh yeah, my husband's just average. We barely talk, and we're like robots on the text. Yeah,
he didn't know how much I party. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, she said that while I was at the Super Bowl. I did things at the Super Bowl my husband doesn't even know about.
Right.
See, to me, that's just sad. It's like, well, maybe you should be talking to him about it instead of talking about it in a public forum.
But you know what's so funny?
That's what's going to make this podcast so terrific.
Yeah.
But how long is this thing going to last? This might be like a 5-episode docu, and that's it.
Episodes are going to be huge, Jay.
Whitey wants to say, Whitey wants that on one channel. Whitey Sports Network has that show on one channel, and then the Coldplay couple on the other channel.
No, that's not really a sports thing. I mean, there's just kind of a tenuous. They'll be guests. We'll get them as guests.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. But yeah, that whole thing, crazy. Yeah. Because the whole thing, to be honest, like I'll say stuff, and when you're on, because Diana Rossini's not even on a show. I think wasn't she on our station not too long ago?
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't believe she has a daily show.
No.
Because the whole part of it is,
right,
like, we say certain things, or I say certain things on this show. My wife isn't listening every day, right? But if somebody went to clips, sure, whatever. For her to say that stuff, just assuming, I guess he's not going to see it or whatever. But
Guess who's coming on episode 3?
I'm just saying.
Who? We're going to get her husband on.
Man.
Yeah, but see, I think that's a 15-minute thing. I get it.
Maybe so.
Yeah. I don't know if she's tripping.
That's how he launched the network.
That's right.
She apparently, all kidding aside, she apparently tried to just tweet something today about the NFL.
Like, no,
nothing happened.
No, you need to deactivate.
That didn't
give it a week.
But she can't, right? For a week, but obviously she.
I'll put it like this.
That's her lifeline.
It's got to be real news.
Yeah.
No filler stuff.
Right.
Take a break from the filler stuff.
Yeah.
If the Crosby stuff pops back up, okay, cool. But Diana, chill off the filler stuff. Just put as people tell me all the time, Whitey, put the phone down. Okay. Put it down.
We'll get your answer in a minute. You have one? We'll come back to it.
I'm cooking something.
All right, we'll find out who Alan's picking
cooking
for his
something,
podcast.
man. What's that pot boiling? Can we submerge some food in it?
Things are percolating.
Forgot to turn on the stove.
And if you have your tinfoil hat on correctly, we have a sure sign the Kings are getting the top pick in the draft for you. Next on Sactown Sports.
Live stream the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports 1140. Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco! Lob ball. George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown!
The 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sacramento. Get ready because the Sactown Sports Live events calendar is packed with can't-miss shows all season long. It all starts April 28th with Benjamin Todd live at Ace of Spades. Then May 9th, big night, big choices. Laugh with Tim Allen at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Or catch the iconic sale live at Thunder Valley Casino Resort, happening on the same night. Rock lives on May 16th when Jason Bonham brings his Led Zeppelin evening to Hard Rock Live Sacramento. And don't miss Lenny Kravitz May 22nd at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. June 6th, sing along with Richard Marx also at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Then catch all the summer vibes July 10th with Rascal Flatts at Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic. August keeps the party going with Kane Brown at Ironstone Amphitheater August 16th. And Ty Myers August 22nd at Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic. From comedy to rock to country, if it's live, it's here. Check the Sactown Sports Live events calendar and plan your next night out today.
If If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at myelkgrovechevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work, trucks, and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. myelkgrovechevrolet.com. Driving business forward.
When life calls for a little extra, a kitchen upgrade, paying off debt, or that dream vacation, Valley Strong Credit Union is here to help. With a Valley Strong home equity loan, you can tap into your home's value with competitive rates, flexible terms, and local guidance you can trust. Get approved in as little as 5 minutes, with funding in as few as 5 days. Your goals are within reach. Visit valleystrong.com to get your offer today. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 456506.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Alan Stiles is literally making shots on the Papa Shot, and then he's trash-talking nobody. And he's not playing the game. He's just, taking shots, doing this little spinny thing, and then, what was it? You got to guard me!
You got to come out here guard me! That's all night.
I'm glad you're having fun, and I'm glad your shoulder's okay.
Yeah, it's good.
And you just put up your career high, right?
That's why, I let it bleed into the, beginning, 125. So, that's right, Kyle. That's all night.
Here is your Pacers Nets update. Remember, we want the Nets to win.
Yes.
107 left, first quarter. Pacers 27, Nets 14. Come on.
Yeah, I wouldn't keep watching too closely there, Whitey.
Yeah. Your boy Walker is 0 for 3. I guess he made a free throw.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
I battled for you.
10 points for Obi Toppin. Sit down, Obi. Come on.
Yeah.
Obi could score 50 in this game.
Right. I haven't seen him all season long.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted him on the Kings. Bad. Somebody was supposed to mail me a Obi Toppin jersey. One of the
I'm sure it's
texters.
Coming. I'm sure it's coming. Yeah. There's a reason to believe, if you're into conspiracy theories, and who's not, that the Kings are getting the top pick. Probably should have saved this for a Conspiracy Friday, but we'll see where it leads.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, we were going to get from you your idea for a sports podcast or radio show. We found out that Logan Webb has announced a Sirius XM show. So we were all taking turns creating these podcasts. Jay has one for Devin Booker. I'm going with the Rossini of Vrabel, which apparently is not as popular as I thought it would be. You guys like, nah, I'm not listening to that. But who do you got?
You just wanted to get into that conversation.
You know you would listen to that podcast.
No. What are they talking about? What are they talking about?
I'm out on that one, Whitey.
What are they
That's
talking about?
not some of your best work, I must admit.
Yeah, put that in the same put that in the same category.
It's been a rough week for me.
Yeah, put that in the same category.
Concepts. Yeah.
You know what? I have one that is just for both are good for marketing to make me some money, right? But the first one I would say, and I don't think he has a podcast, Jay. I've seen him behind the mic, but I don't think he has a podcast. We were talking about the growth of baseball, and we had David Sims on yesterday, and he was talking about, African-American players and trying to get more of them. Give me a Jazz Chisholm podcast. I need a Jazz Chisholm podcast. I was trying to think of some other MLB players, but off the top of my head, I feel like talking about how cool baseball is and how he goes about his business, I think kids would really like to listen to that. Mm-hmm. So that's my number one. That's close to my heart, but I also think it would do well for me. The other one, guys, I think I don't even know if I'd be the best as a mediator here, but give me a podcast with Dan Hurley and Joe Mazzulla. That thing doing numbers.
Wow.
That thing is doing numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers. You might need Ernie in there to keep everything chill.
You would definitely need a mediator, referee.
Yeah. I don't think
Keep
I
the
would
peace
help.
guy.
I don't think I would help the situation. You need a more chill mediator.
Yeah,
but
that might be two different pods.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
nah.
It's probably two.
Those guys are both larger than life.
Yeah, they might just get in the ring at some point. They might just get in the ring, baby.
Yeah.
So those were my two. I was trying
What
to
about
think of
Staley
some other.
and Gino? I mean, you might as well go with that podcast.
Gino
and Don Staley.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, man. Gino. Well, he said, yeah, me and Don don't have too much in common. That's what he said. So I don't think either of them would. I don't got the paper to make that happen, Whitey, because they'd have to get paid a lot to do that.
They would. And there's also that chance that, especially she would just say, I'm not doing that.
No, there's no way. But
not doing that.
I mean, if we're on that track already, Angel Reese and Kaylin Clark, a pod. Now, here's the thing. Would a pod help them but hurt, you see what I'm saying, the old school rivalry? And I know Angel Reese got traded to Atlanta. The old school rivalry. Okay,
I don't think we can go there yet.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I liked it better when we thought that they hated each other. And now
that's
they're on a
one
podcast
you keep
together.
on the back burner for another couple of years.
Yep. And then after they got a couple battles against each other, then you do it.
Then a few years ago, we always got along. We don't know why everyone made a big thing out of this.
But they're lying.
Of course they are.
But they're lying.
That's how these things work.
Yeah. But the reality is, I mean, do we count this as he's doing a show, but is it the same as a Paul George type podcast? You know, Logan,
What do you mean?
It's once or twice a month. I don't know how often PG puts out his, but it feels like PG at the time, he was cooking.
Yeah, he was.
But him and Draymond, they're definitely doing it more than once or twice a month.
Don't you think a radio baseball show is going to be in some ways nothing like a basketball podcast?
Right. Well, number one, I don't know if they're doing video, because that's the whole thing now. Get into the studio and you're sitting there in the nice couch. If it's just audio, I don't know. And it probably will be, guys, because, they can, use the Zoom, but he's going to be on the road sometimes. So it probably won't be as aesthetically pleasing. Because I don't even know how Paul George was making it work half the time. He was always man, how many jets he got? He's always in that studio.
But the thing about it is, remember, he was doing it when he was playing in L.A.
Right. It has kind of cooled off in Philly.
It's easier to do it in La La Land. You got 9,000 studios.
And the guests are more open.
Prominent. They're easy to get.
By the way, today the NBA cleared the Kings of any wrongdoings. We have that. Doug Christie today at practice said, my mistake. I didn't realize that we were in the penalty, so they were in the bonus. So that's the end of that.
This is my third one.
Yeah.
So I said I had three. So I had Dylan Brooks, Jerry Jones, and I had to jump in there real quick because you were getting ready to tease something. My third one is Commissioner's Podcast. Ooh. I need to hear from Adam Silver, Goodell, Bettman. Like, I'm into that.
Okay, I got a name for it. Liars Club.
Yes, I'm all for it.
Liars Dice, since they're all into betting now.
Yeah.
But I would need someone that's gonna, not throw softball questions. So I need someone to, be the number one.
Right here.
Alan might be too excitable. You know what I mean, he might scare them dudes off.
Jay.
Yeah, you gotta.
Jay, you're supposed to politic for me.
No. You don't want to be a part of this.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why.
All right.
Because there's gonna be so many lies that people are gonna look at this podcast as like, this can't be real. But people are gonna tune in because of the weight they carry. Right? So now, here we go, Alan. If you just want to put your name, you want to be 15 minutes of fame, Alan, then go ahead. We'll put you in.
Right.
If you want to be looked at as, he's a little slimy cat because he rocking with the commissioner. Because, see, you can be tagged to somebody. I mean, you can be tied to people. And you may not even know them. Network might put you guys together. But people start to have that perception. Like, I ain't really messing with him. He's an elitist. He's rocking with the commissioners. Like, sometimes you don't want to be a part of that.
That's true. I'm part of the people, right?
That's right.
Yeah, you reminded me of something, Jay. Just as we're having this discussion, I'm remembering one of the first sports radio shows I ever heard. So we're going way back. My dad and mom used to listen to this show. Can you imagine if they had this type of show today? It was on the Giants station. The Giants were still relatively new in town, I guess. They had a GM or club president, I don't know what his title was. His name was Chub Feeney. And I think he later became, or maybe he had been, National League president. But this was, I kid you not, a radio show. Chub Feeney, I don't think there was anyone with him. He would take calls, and people would ask him whatever they wanted to ask him about the team. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
And my dad used to laugh because they'd ask about, some guy hitting 220, and we think Alan Here's a great shortstop. My dad would go, oh, are you kidding me? So that was kind of how my first experience in anything.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but can you imagine if they had that today?
That would be crazy.
Yeah, you just couldn't do it.
Just some of these GMs and/or how about owners?
Yeah.
Like some of these owners who people are clamoring. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
You remember, not too long ago, remember Joe Lacob responding to that fan that emailed him?
Email.
Yeah.
So, and that made news everywhere just because he actually responded. They just would never do that nowadays.
That's what I said. That's why you turn them in. If you get, and you might be cooking up, so now you might be having a good week here. We're rehashing the week. We're starting.
Okay. All right.
Could you imagine if you had to get John Fisher to do a podcast every week or even rotation of John Fisher and, guys? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. The call screener would be going, we can't take it. We have nothing. Yeah. No one's calling? Oh, a lot of people are calling, but we can't take it.
Right.
Right. But how do you get them to let their guard down and actually say stuff that matters?
Yeah.
Instead of just, they're all so good at the commissioner speak. It's just a bunch of commissioner speak. You'd have to find a way to give them an incentive to give us some real action.
I'm guessing that was commonplace and was done around baseball. I don't know that for a fact. But, yeah, that went away pretty quick.
Could you imagine Vivek having a podcast on this station right now?
I can. 916
says, give me a podcast, Vivek, Vladi, and Michael Malone.
Okay.
Well, we know how Malone feels, so we already passed
No
that
class.
part. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be the first episode. That'd be the name of the first episode. No class.
Then what's the name of the second episode, Alan?
No.
Okay.
No walls.
Okay. That's the way they used to do it.
I like that, though. An exec answering the phone and answering
like I said, it was
questions.
just him. There was no, Chubb so-and-so. And
no
handler.
handler.
It was just him.
Chubb, huh?
Yeah.
How many Chubbs we got walking around?
Not that many anymore. We need to do some. Well, speak for yourself.
Bring Chubb back.
Yeah. Okay. If you have your tinfoil hat on correctly, this is a sure sign the Kings are getting the top pick. According to NBA UniTracker, we touched on this earlier, 8 Nike 2026 Christmas Day jerseys have been leaked. Celtics, Hawks, Warriors, Knicks, Pistons, Sixers, Lakers, and Kings. So a lot of people look at that and say, the Kings? A Christmas jersey? Why would the Kings be playing on Christmas? Well, it must already have been decided that they're going to win the lottery. Tinfoil cap on securely. There you go. You're welcome, Alan. They've already won the lottery.
Mavericks got a game, didn't they? I can't remember. Did they get a Christmas game this past season?
I know they've gotten many. They had one here once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think because they got Cooper.
I don't remember for sure. That sounds right. I'd have to check.
Yeah. I mean, this is only happening if you get the reason I brought it up is just because this is only happening if you get number one. And it was Mavericks. It was Mavericks Warriors.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they thought, hey, Cooper, they still got the Clay thing. Kyrie, at the time, they thought might have been back. So,
it's possible this is not real. It's possible that that somebody has something wrong, but it looks like the Christmas Day jerseys have been leaked, and the Kings have one of them. So
what this is now is there's probably multiple. Now, here's the thing. You know what's so funny? Going back to how Kings have this weirdness around them.
By the way, 7:35 left, second quarter. Pacers 40, Nets 20.
40?
40 to 20.
Oh, yeah, so it's cooked.
Yeah.
There's
Obi
no
Toppin
comeback in there.
I hate to see how many points Obi Toppin has.
Yeah.
He only has 12.
But, the whole kind of idea of the Kings as a brand and how I feel like they're a pretty polarizing brand. Some of these other teams, I know the Pacers have Halliburton, so it's different. But if the Wizards get the number one pick, I mean, they'd have AD, Trae Young, and Debansa in theory. they're getting a Christmas game? Like, that just doesn't sound right. The Nets getting to Vance, and now they're going to get a Christmas game? Like, that doesn't sound right. It would have to be, if the Kings got it, it'd have to be against the Warriors. That's the only way this is even fathomable.
Mm-hmm.
Or only way. Maybe the Lakers.
Would they even know?
Because we know the Lakers will be there.
Would they even know in April who the Christmas Day games are going to be?
Well, they know if they know who the pick is going to be. Get Jason Jones back on the line. We got some. We got some more questions.
Yeah, he already explained it cannot be rigged.
That's to his eyes.
Yeah.
It's only to his eye.
Hey, Jason. Hey, let me talk to you, man. We can get them video on this. It'll all be even Steven.
My guess here could be 100% wrong, of course. I'm guessing that this is not, for whatever reason, it's not accurate, and these are not actually the jerseys of the teams are going to play on Christmas. Someone's having some fun with this, but we'll see.
You know,
I just don't understand otherwise why the Kings, as much as we'd all love to see the Kings playing on Christmas,
no,
I don't know why they would do that.
Remember back in the day, fellas, when life was easy and all we had to complain about was the Kings not getting a Christmas game after the Beam Team season?
Yeah.
Life was good.
Yeah.
You ever see that clip, or it's a quote, and it says, you never know that you're in the good times until they're gone. Mm-hmm. That's what it feels like. They should have got it. Oh, my goodness. Well, at least we got De'Aaron, and we got Sabonis, and we got all these guys, and we're on our way up.
There was people that year before that season going, oh, you can't just make the playoffs this year. You got to win a playoff series.
Yeah. You know, I saw this, and you probably saw this too, Jay. You know, overtime has turned themselves into an absolute behemoth.
Yeah.
And they had a podcast with, I think it was a high schooler, and the high schooler, top recruit, of course, was hosting it. And it made me think, because I don't know, is there an unspoken rule in the NBA about rookies having podcasts? And I know the player podcasting is cooling off a bit, but what I'm getting at is the Kings have kind of avoided this player podcast plague that's been all over the NBA, and a lot of fans don't like when teams have that or when players do it.
That's quieted down, though, from the days when
it has.
People in the Bay Area, Draymond, what is he doing?
No,
if he didn't have his podcast, maybe he'd play better.
Sure, I think people still feel like that, but the Kings...
But it's quieted down.
Yeah, the Kings, they haven't had to deal with that because nobody on their team has had a podcast. DeMar did, dinners with DeMar, but I actually don't think he's done that since he's been in Sacramento, and Russ doesn't really do anything. Nobody has done anything, and it is very possible if somebody's going to do it. I mean, Dylan Cardwell is right there. Maxime Reynaud, these guys have big personalities, and I'm wondering, is it a situation where, whether it's the agent or whoever, first season, let's keep it chill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some of that's probably the players themselves, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like, whoa, I'm still getting established here.
I would not be surprised if somebody on the Kings starts a podcast. So just prepare yourself, everyone.
All right. So whose podcast would you most want to hear on the Kings?
I think, I'm kind of connected to, do I care about you as a player? So I think it would have to be Cardwell and Maxime would be a great podcast. Now, again, I don't know.
Both of them?
Yeah, I don't know how many people listen outside of Sacramento, or Kings fans, but I think that would be a pretty entertaining. So, guys, what was it? Chilling with Dylan. So Dylan Cardwell had a series called Chillin' with Dylan when he was at Auburn.
Oh, really?
And he would hang out. From the clip I saw, he was hanging out with the swimming team.
What was the format, or what was the?
I saw the clip. It was on Twitter. I saw it, and it would just be him, I think, hanging out with different groups, whether it was another athletic team or whatever it was. In the clip I saw, he was jumping in the pool swimming, so I guess he was hanging out with the swim team, but it was called Chillin' with Dylan. So that's what got me on this, that this dude is probably going to have a podcast at some point. Mm-hmm. So just prepare yourself now. And we love it.
Let's make room for him here to have a regular feature on, on our show.
Jay.
The Dylan Cardwell Show.
Jay, we got to make the calls, Jay. Jay.
Who we making them to? I was waiting for you to pitch it a little more.
We got to make the calls. We got Chilling. We bring back, I don't know if Auburn, locked that down, but Chilling with Dylan, hey, we want to bring it back.
When Ryan Hollins was here, he was planning his broadcast career. Now he's doing a great job as an analyst for the Rockets. And he would come on a show I was on. He came on a lot. I was telling him, come on all the time. And I mean, to me, it's like, of course I did that. You're an NBA player.
Yeah.
And he's like, to this day, like, he'd come on anytime I asked because he's like, oh, that was great what you did for me. It's like, I didn't do anything. You did something for me. So,
But that was before you could make your own platform.
Maybe it was.
You know?
Or you could then, but it just wasn't as popular, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You'd literally be, you know, whether it's just audio or whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it is now.
Yeah.
Hi, Brian Hollins. This is a video by Whitey Gleason that gets results.
Gave him some love.
That's right.
Got nothing but love for you, bro.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we get Dylan in here.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I saw you're chilling with Dylan. Yo, you got a lot of talent, man. And we want to make sure.
It's the youngsters.
That's right.
The Bean Boys.
The Bean Boys.
Mm-hmm.
The Bean Boys podcast. It's on the way. I'm telling you. Just prepare yourself now.
We got to get it on here.
We got to get it on
you're
here.
Thinking their welfare. I'm thinking of
I
our
am
welfare.
too. I am too. Hey, Bean Boys exclusively on Sactown Sports 1140, man. Hey, it's Alan Styles here, and I'm kind of helping to host.
Well, you got to have a number one because they can't.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I
don't know.
No, I keep everything in order. Hey, what's up, guys? Is Precious in this?
No.
He's one of the Bean
but
Boys.
he's not. That's why I said the youngsters.
Yeah,
For me,
and
it's
he's
the
not. We don't know if
youngsters.
he's going to be there next season.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
What's up, guys? It's your boy A Styles, A Sizzle, Bean Boys, episode
I don't
1.
like this.
You're doing too much already.
Yeah.
All right.
That's not what I'm tuning in for.
Jay,
Yeah.
where's the sign? Take 2.
Three. We're at 3.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah. We're at 3 right now.
What's up, y'all? Say,
A Sizzle.
yeah. What's up, y'all? It's
Sizzle.
A Sizzle.
At 4.
What's up, everybody? Alan Styles here from The Drive Guys, but it's not about me. It's about your guys, the Bean Boys, Neek Clifford, Dylan Cardwell, and, of course, Maxime right now. What's up, fellas? How you doing? We're really excited. Get you here on the airwaves every single week, only at the flagship of the Sacramento
Now you
Kings.
cooking. Now you cooking.
Let's go.
I'll give you some on that one.
Take 5. They don't call me one take Johnny for nothing, Jay.
You ain't lying, brother.
That's what Angie said. One take
Yeah,
Johnny.
no, that's not what she said. That's not what she said.
You burning the film.
One take. She's
The
like,
roll.
dang, Alan, can we do it again?
One time I was in there doing a spot. She said, "Oh, you did that in one take, and it's right. It's the right time. Tell Alan that."
No, she didn't
She
say
did,
that.
and I told you that. And she said she didn't say that.
That sounds like something Angie would say.
She did not say that.
I've seen her say that.
She didn't mean it.
Yeah.
She didn't mean
She
it.
probably was tongue in cheek.
Bean Boys exclusively Sactown Sports 1140.
Do you want a scoring update?
No.
You're probably right here. Let's see. It would be great. Maybe the Nets are going to find a way to climb back into this thing, but
it's over, Whitey.
3:08 left in the second half, and the Nets they're just they're home. They're going to make that push. They're down 51-24.
It's a wrap.
51-24. So hopefully the Nets will get to 30 by halftime.
It's a wrap, man.
Now, why doesn't the NBA investigate that? They won't, right? No one will say a word.
I mean, what are they investigating? Bad basketball? That's what I said, though. I said investigate those rosters. If what Anthony Slater was saying, dudes that weren't playing on a G League team are getting an opportunity in the NBA, that needs to be investigated.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, guys, 10 minutes ago, DeMar had the Twitter fingers going today, but he won't have the Twitter feet going. He's out tomorrow. He's not playing.
Maybe you should just say that.
Kings have ruled out DeMar De Rozan right hamstring for Friday's home finale versus the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Westbrook and Keegan Murray remain sidelined, as well as other notables out for the season.
Okay, thank you for that update. And we were just talking about the Bean Boys, so let's check the latest. I think this actually was posted yesterday from Steve Ashburner. We just had Steve on the show. NBA.com, he puts together the rookie ladder. So let's see what he's got here.
Okay.
Top 3 choices. Knipple 1, Flag 2, Edgecombe 3. But he has here his all-rookie team. All-rookie first team, according to Steve Ashburner. Con Knipples, Charlotte Hornets. Cooper Flag, Dallas Mavericks. VJ Edgecombe, Philadelphia 76ers. Dylan Harper, San Antonio Spurs. Maxime Reyno.
Wow.
As of yesterday's rookie ladder.
See how we did?
First
We brought
team.
him on.
Yeah.
We convinced them. Now he's good.
We
See,
tell Max
man.
that. And Max, if you want to say thanks, come on the pod, on the station.
I don't like stuff like this. This is the type of stuff that the NBA does because, again, this doesn't necessarily show how the voters feel or represent the voters per se.
Right.
And, when you get in that voting booth, anything can happen. I don't like stuff like this because it's just preparing us for an all-time snub. I don't like this, guys.
I like it because I do think the more people start to talk about that, the more it has an impact. Maybe not a great impact yet, but the voters are aware of these things, and it just kind of puts that thought in their minds. By the way, second team,
that's what I was...
Cedric Coward, Ace Bailey, Derek Queen, Jeremiah Fears, Trey Johnson.
Man, I mean, that'd be something if he pulls that off. I'm protecting myself right now, Whitey.
Understand.
But really good that he deserves to be in that dang conversation, just like the high flyer said.
Yes.
And he better stay in that conversation.
Maxime Reynaud, first team all rookie. You get the first pick, and you're playing on Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what a time to be alive in the 916.
Things are turning around.
That's right.
Yeah, already. I guess they don't have load management in this sport. We'll tell you about that when we come back to Sactown Sports.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis, put the frosting on the cake, put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Your Toyota's been through a lot with you. Traffic, rain, potholes, you name it. But it keeps showing up mile after mile. So maybe it's time to give a little back. For a limited time at your local Toyota dealer, get 3 new tires and get the 4th for $1. Because a ride that's always there for you deserves to be taken care of. 3 tires, get the 4th for $1? Go on. Treat your Toyota. Deal ends April 30th. Keep your Toyota a Toyota. Restrictions apply. Toyota and Scion vehicles only. See participating Toyota dealers for details.
Running a business takes grit, vision, and a partner who believes in your success as much as you do. At Valley Strong Credit Union, business banking is built around you. The entrepreneurs, the growers, the dreamers powering our community. Whether you need flexible checking, faster payments, or financing to take your next big step, Valley Strong brings local expertise and real relationships to every stage of your business. Because when local businesses thrive, the whole valley grows stronger. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your business, grow your future. ValleyStrong.com/business.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, April 11th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
100. So.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Augusta National's 11th, 12th, and 13th holes are called Amen Corner, attributed as writer Herbert Warren Wind christened it such in describing the way Arnold Palmer had played those holes in a somewhat miraculous manner. Heavy rains in 1958 prompted a local rule allowing a lift and drop for an embedded ball. When Palmer hit his ball over the 12th green and the ball embedded, the official and Palmer agreed that the ball should be played as it lay, but that Palmer could play a second ball, which he dropped. He holed out for a 5 with the first ball and a 3 with the second. When he was playing 15, he was told his drop at 12 was proper, leading to his first Masters victory. Wynn's inspiration for Amen Corner came from a jazz record titled Shouting in Amen Corner. The center of the Bible manufacturing in the 1900s was in Lower New York City, which became a popular spot for sidewalk preachers to preach old-time religion. The many amen shouts heard each day led to the term Amen Corner. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sactown Sports.
How about it for those Athletics with a 1-0 win over the Yankees today? Jeffrey Springs, he's got the guts of a cat burglar, Alan. He throws maybe tops out about 48, 49 miles an hour. And yet he's in there getting major league hitters out. 7 innings today, a one-hitter, took that no-hit bid into the 7th inning, combined with 2 relievers. I think it was Harris and Sterner. That's Justin Sterner's a good pitcher. So the A's beat the Yankees 1-0. That's their first series win at Yankee Stadium since 2016. And it was their first 1-0 win over the Yankees since April of 1979.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Wait, the series? Winning the series?
They won a series at Yankee Stadium first time since 2016. But a 1-0 win over the Yankees first time since April 25th, 1979. I think that's when Ricky Anderson was a rookie.
Man.
Because I think I remember seeing him opening day. It might have been the next year. Anyway, it's been a long time since the A's did that.
Just to let you know, Whitey.
Yeah.
This whole thing with DeMar, if we're not a part of it, the station, right? I haven't seen anybody chime in yet, but I don't know, we would just be kind of adding to the conversation.
Like maybe you're just waiting for the chance.
No. But I'm just telling you, it's going to be another thing. Because everybody, again, is looking for stuff to talk about. So now there's essentially 2 sides where some people are saying, well, DeMar played for a long time, but this guy, the podcaster, isn't wrong per se. And then other people are saying basically his response to DeMar did get a little disrespectful. And DeMar, he came at him dropping F-bombs and stuff. But people are saying his response was kind of mean to DeMar. And there is a lack of, going back to the e-bikes, Jay, there is a lack of respect when it comes to media. And media is such a broader term now. Talking to a future Hall of Famer like that, when you cover his sport and you kind of, in a roundabout way, are making your living off of, that sport, there's just not as much reverence as there was, which is funny because there were kind of media battles back in the day where certain athletes didn't like certain media members. And I would love to talk to an athlete from back in the day or a media member from back in the day, because it feels like I think media has less respect now than ever before.
Yeah, you use the word reverence. There shouldn't be reverence, But there used to be, I think the difference is, having done a tiny bit of it, just a tiny bit, but I think the difference is when you worked with players and you were there and you needed to get information from them, obviously it's a little bit of a two-way street, you don't respect them, they're not going to cooperate with you. And now you don't need.
Yeah, you're not this kid.
It works both ways. The players don't need the media either.
Right. This kid is not a beat writer that will never have to face Demar De Rozan. He's just getting his clicks off. Yeah. And that's how he gets paid.
Yeah.
So it's just a different time.
So there's less accountability.
Yeah. Carson Breber, just to give him a name from Nerd Sesh. You can find it on The Volume. Volume Sports.
So how many times has DeMar responded to him? The last
I think it's done. I think it's done, but now everybody is chiming in on
reacting.
the conversation. And like I said, some people think that Carson was just telling the truth and he's got his take. Some people think that he was being a little bit disrespectful and, DeMar reacted that way for a reason. And some people are just talking about the fact that what does it matter that he's going to pass Shaq? I saw somebody say this is going back to the conversation that Shaq didn't ever, the whole idea about Shaq not living up to his potential.
Yeah.
So that's not DeMar's fault.
Right.
Because he's playing for a long time and he's
Shaq
got a
could have been a lot higher on that list.
He should be.
Yeah, he would probably tell you that.
That's the conversation. Shaq, that's the version of my buddy. I never had a golf lesson. You know what I mean? Well, if I had tried harder, I'd be higher on the list. Okay. Well, you didn't. So DeMar can pass you now. And now it makes Carson uncomfortable. Or what do you say? It's disturbing to Carson.
Yeah. Deeply disturbing.
Deeply disturbing. So, yeah.
But he's the winner in this, right?
I would say so. I mean,
as you said, if his objective is to get clicks, like, whoa, look at this.
Oh, think about it like this, Whitey. I don't know how often he puts out the show, but now he's got content for the next 3 episodes.
Yeah.
He's going to milk the bleep out of this. And that's the deal. That's how it is.
We are wondering here as we look around the NBA if some of the players who are not playing, if they could have played. Not accusing anybody of anything, but, we have load management. It's an issue in the NBA. For example, tonight, the Lakers and the Warriors are playing on Prime. Steph Curry's not playing. We know that in the past, broadcast partners have been upset about that. I guess they don't have load management in hockey. Ottawa Senators defenseman Thomas Chabot will play in tonight's game against the Florida Panthers. So that means he's returning to the lineup 2.5 weeks after breaking his arm.
2.5 weeks after breaking
they originally said, he might be like a couple months. 2.5 weeks after breaking his arm, he's playing. Hockey, ice hockey, Alan.
They got to be in a playoff race. I know playoffs kind of line up with the NBA.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, that's insane.
They're definitely not tanking.
These
wild card. Yeah, thank you, Jay.
Okay, the wild card race.
Yeah.
Hey, man, hockey players are built different.
I think so.
Yeah.
Not so much from, the neck down, from the neck up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, he broke his arm, but I don't understand how that's possible. Is he Wolverine? Like, is he playing with the cast on? Like how football
obviously
players?
A broken arm can be a lot of things. It's a fracture. Where is it? But still, originally he'll be out a couple weeks to maybe 2 months, and he's good. That's up there with maybe the most impressive comeback I've ever heard. You tell me which impresses you guys more. There's a guy that we used to do a regular show with him. He was with the Kings. Great guy and a really good player, underrated. March 17th, 2009, Carl Landry was involved in an incident downtown Houston. His car was struck by a vehicle that swerved to hit him. They both collided a second time. They made U-turns. Carl Landry gets out of his vehicle to see how much his car is damaged, and he got shot in the leg. Suspects fled the scene. On March 30th, that was March 17th, on March 30th, he was back at practice, and he played on April 7th, less than 3 weeks after he got shot. That's my guy.
Man. Yeah. You got him, Pearsall, that situation that happened, Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah.
Some of these guys just build different. And now where you're headed, Whitey, is what sport has the toughest athletes?
Is that where I'm headed? Okay.
That's where it's headed.
Yeah.
916 says, hockey players only play a third of the game anyway. That's not impressive.
Okay. Broken arm. All he's got to do is skate around in circles.
It's not like anybody's going to
have
shove
to
him
use
into
his
the
arm.
wall. He doesn't need it for a wrist shot.
Yeah. All right, then Carl Landry is more impressive.
No, I mean, I don't even want to say it, but I've had good injury luck. So I don't know how that feels.
You tore your Achilles.
Besides that,
didn't Phillip Rivers play a playoff game with a torn ACL?
The ACL's got to be the most confusing injury to me in sports.
Is it an overrated ligament?
I don't know. I don't know.
Alan Stiles, top 3 overrated ligaments.
I mean, seems like Lindsey Vonn tore her ACL, and then it got worse. But to even try to do that, you can't do that on an Achilles
tear. Then her
tear.
leg wasn't stable, and then things kind of
probably not a good idea.
Went sideways on her, and
she
almost lost her leg.
But we always hear about they did this on an ACL. I just don't know what ACL means.
Yeah.
It almost, guys.
It's anterior cruciate ligament.
It doesn't matter about the ACL.
It holds the knee together.
But it doesn't matter about the ACL. It matters about all the other CLs and ligaments around it.
Everything you tell me doesn't matters a lot.
All these ACL tears and wears, they're just not even. But like Brandon Ayuk, he tore his ACL, but he did all the other CLs and ligaments. So it's a lot different than... I think Jimmy Butler seemed to be pretty clean. I just can't keep up with the CLs, and specifically the ACL. Sometimes they're out a year. Sometimes they're out 6 months. Sometimes Lindsey Vonn is just going to try to ski anyway.
And she probably shouldn't have.
Probably not, but she felt like she could do. She went on some practice runs with the torn ACL.
Yeah, and then you need the ACL to stabilize your knee. If you're skiing and your knee's not stable,
but you guys see what I'm saying.
Bad things can and did happen. I'm not sure I see what you mean. I do think that part of it is, let's take this guy injured that guy injured that. They tore their ACLs. But that doesn't mean it's the same.
Right.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
That's what I'm
you
saying.
Have a torn ACL, I have a torn ACL. Yeah, but how bad
But people
is it?
just
Where
say
is
it. But that's what I'm saying. When you tear your Achilles, that's a blanket statement. ACL, I need more information.
I was saying this, Joe Thornton, who's played for the Sharks, he played on an MCL and an ACL
did
tear.
He?
Yeah.
Remember Tiger? Hopefully Tiger gets the help he needs. U.S. Open at Torrey Pines when he went to see the doctor, and the doctor said, "You can't play."
Man, that's golf.
I got another one for you.
Why? That's golf.
He had to walk and to play golf.
That's golf.
He won.
It's golf.
Did you guys see this?
There's nothing big in that. Come on, man. That's worse than the guy talking about the gentleman on Ottawa. Who was that? T.O. played with the broken foot, right, in the playoffs?
I know it's baseball.
Jack Youngblood played with a broken leg, according to legend. He used to be a host on this station.
Yeah.
I know it's baseball, but did you guys see this? This was 4 years ago, guys, when I believe Ole Miss won the College World Series. This dude, Tim Elko, hit 2 grand slams on a torn ACL. He hit a grand and he ran the bases. He ran the bases. It was on the way to the World Series. He had 2 grand slams, one in regional.
Different levels, Alan. There's different levels of a torn ACL, I guess.
That's what I'm saying.
Tiger Woods won the 2008 U.S. Open despite playing with Jason Press, but he had a torn ACL and a broken leg.
That's all the way at the bottom.
A torn ACL and a broken leg.
That's all the way at the bottom.
This dude's not even limping around the bases. I don't know.
Alan's all about the ACL.
Who was the guy from Pitt that played for the Spurs, and he had massive thighs because I believe, Alan, he didn't have an ACL in either knee.
So he just didn't have them.
I believe, yes.
So he just...
You just confused Alan anymore,
yes. Man. Now that you meant, who is that? He played at Pitt.
Huh? Well, are you talking about football?
No, he said the Spurs, didn't he?
DeJuan Blair?
Oh, DeJuan Blair?
Yeah.
DeJuan Blair? Yeah.
Yeah.
What about DeJuan Blair?
I don't believe he
Former Pitt Panthers star DeJuan Blair famously played without an ACL in either knee.
There you go.
Really?
Alan.
After tearing them in high school and undergoing failed surgeries, Blair played for Pitt for 2 years and for 424 NBA games without functional ACLs.
Yes. And he had massive thighs to compensate for it. And no one wanted to draft him, and the Spurs drafted him, and he was pretty good.
He did all right. Huh? How many years did he play in the league?
Would you say 400-something games?
424 games.
Oh, about 5. But how many years, though?
I don't know. It just has this.
There you go. Maybe you're onto something, Alan.
I'm telling you. Here you go, Jay. He played for the Mavericks for a year. Yeah, the Spurs for 4 years. Mavericks for a year. Wizards for...
And I think he was primarily a bench player.
Yeah, I think once he got to the Mavericks and the Wizards, he might have been floating back and forth. But 4 legit years with the Spurs.
Okay.
And then 1 year with the Mavericks, 2 years with the Wizards. That might have been
back
kind
and
of
forth. So he got a pension.
Yeah, man.
7 deep with a pension.
I'm just saying. So they couldn't figure out the ACL thing in high school, so they just got rid of him?
Well, I think that wasn't what they tried to do, but it just kind of worked out that way. Like, oops.
So we don't even need him.
He didn't, but he would have been better. he might say, I'd have been better if I had ACLs. Alan say, well, you don't.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear
Right.
it.
If I had ACLs, I'd be in the hall. So same here. If I didn't have ACLs, I might be in the hall. How about that?
We're back with a look at how the NFL may be forcing you to pay too much money, but don't worry, the DOJ's all over it. We'll wrap it up next. Sactown Sports.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
What are you doing every day to support your liver? If you enjoy sweets, fast food, alcohol, or take any medications, that's a vital question to ask. Hi, I'm Sherry Torkas, pharmacist and health author. For over 30 years, I've helped people make informed decisions about their health, especially concerning prevention and long-term wellness. Supporting your liver isn't just a wellness trend, it's a daily essential. That's why I recommend Active Liver by New Nordic. It's made with plant-based ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and globe artichoke, herbs clinically studied for their protective and restorative effects on the liver. Active Liver blends traditional herbal wisdom with modern scientific research. Not all supplements are created equal. I trust Active Liver because it's backed by science, meets strict quality standards, and delivers true daily liver support.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com, or you can find it in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now Active Liver is available at your local GNC.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, April 11th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Progressive knows that for business owners, vacations hit different. But hey, at least you finally took a vacation. And look at that. You only answered 53 calls, 84 emails, onboarded 1 new hire, and covered for Chris while he's out on paternity leave, and you did it all from a kayak. Because you, my friend, know how to relax. All right, you may not know how to take a day off, but you do know both your personal and business auto insurance needs can be covered in one place with Progressive. So at least that's relaxing, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at myelkgrovechevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work trucks and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. myelkgrovechevrolet.com. Driving business forward.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
You know, Gary Owens is coming to Hard Rock Live. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. Right now, you could win a pair of tickets to see Gary Owens. Gary Owens at Hard Rock Live, July 19th, 2026. Call in right now, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. What do we got here, Alan? What number are we looking for?
We do caller 6. Too high.
No.
Caller 6.
Caller 6, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Gary Owen Hard Rock Live. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. And that's going to be July 19th, 2026. That'll be here before you know it.
The last time I did a quick number, when I think I did 2 or something like that, you got mad at me.
I don't get mad at you.
So you said, come on, we can't do 2.
We do whatever Mr. Styles says around here.
I feel like we do 4 too many times because it's just the perfect number for something like this.
Okay.
3 and 4, we do too much.
You know, we came into today's show hoping that by the end of the show, we'd be looking at the Nets and they'd be competitive against the Pacers, and we'd have hopes of the Kings catching the Nets in the lottery standings. Well, 9:27 left in the third quarter. Kings benefit if the Nets win tonight, but Pacers lead the Nets 71-45.
Don't you think there's a little bit of the Nets understanding that is definitely a possibility? And, no disrespect to who they have out there, but they have a laundry list of players on the injury report, so they were doing their best to make sure that didn't happen, Whitey.
Mm-hmm. And they'd won 2 in a row, and you know that some fans there were ranting and raving about that. So if they lose their last 2 games, nobody can catch them for the third spot. They still would have a chance. Well, no, they can't. Well, actually, yes. Because if Indiana wins this game, Indiana's at 19 wins and Brooklyn's at 20. So by losing this game, Brooklyn still has a chance to catch Indiana.
Yeah, see, they were putting out their best tank soldiers they could.
Mm-hmm.
No disrespect to them.
No, I think disrespect is warranted.
Well, I'm saying
not to the players, but to the team.
Yeah, I'm saying to the players. And what a terrible, you know how I feel about Thursdays, Whitey. There's a lot that gets highlighted on Thursdays because there's not as many games. You have Celtics-Knicks that's going on right now. It's 53-54. Knicks are leading at halftime. The Knicks just strike me as a team. Ever see those teams that just feel like they play somebody tough every night? Feels like the Knicks never get a night off. They never get to face a bad team. Every time I see the Knicks playing, maybe because it's the national games, they're playing a tough one.
Is that what Matt George told you to say about his friend Mike Brown or something? Oh, the poor.
Well, he probably said it himself. He doesn't need me to say it for him.
Okay.
But you have that going on, Whitey. And you have, the Tank Master Flex games going. You have Bulls, Wizards, and Bulls are thinking, dang it, we can't outtake the Wizards. And then you close the night with Prime and Taylor Rooks and Steve Nash doing the Justin Timberlake impression, whatever's going on there.
Yeah, like 45 former players.
Right. And then someone pops up on a screen.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin's there just because he's Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
And then you have Lakers, Warriors with no Steph Curry.
Right.
And no Luka and no Austin Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron will be out there, though.
Yeah. The season almost over now. Have you figured out what nights the Prime games are?
Because of you, I know they're on Thursdays.
All right. Very good.
But I don't even care to watch Lakers Warriors tonight with no Steph. Draymond is not going to get in LeBron's way. So
yeah. I know we've been talking a lot about baseball, basketball, NBA, MLB, which is more popular. And I know we're in NBA city, also an MLB city, at least for now. Mm-hmm. I honestly had forgotten how much I love watching baseball.
Wow.
And I love baseball. I've always loved it. But this year, I don't know, there's something like, oh, man, maybe it's because the NBA has just not been very satisfying to me personally this year.
Is it also maybe because of, I don't know if your subconscious is working this hard, but the looming lockout? I want to make sure I watch it while you can.
No, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. So you're watching random games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, quick
you can
pitch.
find them. You can find them.
Watch a quick pitch.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
They need to promote that more. I think it's a good when they get the four squares going.
Oh no, that's what is that called? Big inning or something.
Oh yeah.
Quick pitch is the highlight show at the end of the day.
We'll always watch that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, YouTube I think think they got rid of MLB TV.
Oh.
I got you. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm going to need your account number.
Well, yeah, I'll get back to you. Sure. No problem. Speaking of streaming, the Justice Department, the DOJ, has begun an investigation into whether the NFL has violated anti-competitive practices with its TV contracts that require consumers to pay subscription costs to watch some games. Government officials said this is about affordability and creating an even playing field for providers. The NFL says, no, we're very fan-friendly. We have a lot of games on TV for our fans. And Mike Lee, chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee Subcommittee on Antitrust, he says that fans spend almost $1,000 on cable and streaming subscriptions if you want to watch all the games. Forbes estimated the cost of watching every NFL game via streaming last year, $765, Alan.
That's crazy. And the thing is, we play a lot of games. Yeah, a lot of Cowboy games. If they want to at least have an argument, and I get it, you want the ratings, but you got to spice it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. The NFL currently has TV contracts with ESPN, ABC, NBC Sports, CBS Sports, Prime Video, Netflix airs games. Subscriptions required to watch Monday Night Football, games on ESPN that aren't simulcast on ABC, Thursday Night Football, and the Black Friday games on Prime Video, and Christmas games on Netflix. Some international games also air on NFL Network, which is owned by ESPN. It's too much.
It's all over the place.
I'm confused by you just reading that.
I'm confused too, and I just read it.
It's all over the place.
Yeah. The NFL has also awarded select games to ESPN Plus and Peacock in the past.
There's too many.
Yeah.
There's too many. And then you don't know if you have Peacock Premium or Peacock Plus.
I have.
You still know?
I know what I have. I just don't know what I get for it. And every time they say, you have this, just click now.
Yep.
Yeah. And then it goes, all right, and I know you need to upgrade. Well, why do I need to upgrade if I have it, Alan?
Because you didn't upgrade enough.
I guess. All right, we're back with you tomorrow. Shorter show for you tomorrow, right? And of course, we have Alan's at the River Cats tomorrow.
River Kitties tomorrow. They're in
still
town.
Coming in. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be in for majority of the show.
Yeah.
That's right.
Then we also got game night tomorrow. Get you ready for the
short show for you too.
Yes. Golf to Go is up next, though, on Sactown Sports.
Stay up to date on Sacramento sports. Join the Sactown Sports 1140